Oh my goodness, we're talking live football, and even better, we're going to get the Jarrett Bailey rub. I'm so excited. New Sprint Red Option podcast starts right now.
Welcome, everybody.
We are live.
My name is Jason Aponte.
I am Andrew Pasquini.
We're working. That's it. We're working over here. That's it. Let's go Niners.
Let's go Niners. Sprint Red Option podcast. Oh my goodness, Jason Aponte's gone. Hot start to a new Sprint Ride Option podcast. I am Andrew Pasquini, joined as always, there he is, by Jason Aponte. And as you can tell, we got a third guest today. He is a man that the best way I've decided to describe him is if 49ers Twitter was all elite wrestling, he'd be the QT Marshall. Jarrett Bailey, how are you doing on this lovely Friday? I guess it's night where you're at in Pennsylvania. How you doing on this lovely Friday night, Jarrett?
You know, QT does hold a title in AAA right now and is showing that, you know, he actually can wrestle. But
it wasn't a shot. It was just more so you kind of have your hand in everything else, and Niners Twitter doesn't really like you much because you have all this against you, you know?
I was really good. No, I did not expect that. That was not a line that was prepped to me in advance. For anybody wondering, that was full. That was a complete shoot there. That was hilarious.
To be fair, nobody really thinks of QT Marshall, so I like you better than QT Marshall, Jared.
I appreciate that, but
we're hearing that. How you doing?
I'm great. I'm doing great. I see you sporting CM Punk. I'm sporting FTR, so it's a good day to. Wrestling's great. I love that we're doing this, Drew.
Jason,
yeah. By the way, hi Jason. How are you?
Jason's here too. Jason's here.
I'm vibing. You want me to start with my knowledge of the Attitude Era and all I really know, like at this point, and also.
We acknowledge our tribal chief. This is what acknowledge our tribal chief.
Yeah,
Jared,
acknowledge him, Jared.
We're gonna get into wrestling on this podcast.
We're gonna get into controversial takes, but if you don't acknowledge the tribal chief, we're gonna have issues on this one.
The more time goes on, the more evident it is that Cody Rhodes should have won, and that this is stupid. But neither here nor there.
If you don't acknowledge the tribal chief on this podcast, we're sending Solo after you.
No, hold on. And, this is going to be a Steelers 49ers podcast.
Yes.
Obviously, Jared is going to, do that. But, Jared, I've got good news for you. In a little while, you've got some backup coming. Someone who's going to it's going to be 2 versus 2.
We're getting a run-in.
Yeah. But I do want to say, where the fuck is Don Burr at? Let's turn this shit up, man. Don Burr. The Lions are number 1 in everything. They're the only NFL team with a win, and they're the only undefeated NFL team that's played a football game. Don Burr, if you're not here, buddy, get your ass in here, man.
Hey, listen. Let me be the first to make this joke. Are the Chiefs going with Drake May or Caleb Williams? I'm the first one to. You haven't seen that joke today yet, have you?
Nope.
I haven't.
No, you haven't. Oh, I saw it like 14 times today. I saw Marvin Harrison going first to the Chiefs. That's how desperate they are for wide receivers in Kansas City. Yeah, we're just killing time trying to get a guy Don Burr. Jared, I'm assuming you know the legend of Don Burr, correct?
I don't.
Jared, let's fill you in, Jared. 2 years ago, when the San Francisco 49ers started their season and they were playing the Detroit Lions, we had someone who all week was in our chat and was in every single 49ers chat named Don Burr, super Lions fan. And we didn't have an issue with him in any way, right? Like 49er fans, we don't have issues with the Lions. We're just like, look, you're just in the way this week. But Don Burr has become such a mainstay in our chat that he'll still pop up. He'll still pull up at we root for the Lions just for this person who has commented on our YouTube channel. It is literally like you can literally look right now into our chat. Everyone's saying, "Where's Don Burr? Where's he at?" That's why last night after the Lions won, I literally sent out a tweet saying, "Turn Don Burr the fuck up," because we're all rooting for the Lions because of him. And that's where this came from. This is the community we built. We've got our Lions guy. We've got guys who are Jets fans who come in. We've got our Rams people. Shout out to Jim Everett and Marketing Pro, all those guys. But Don Burr is a legend around 49ers Twitter parts because of 1 week where the 49ers played the Lions, Jarrett. That's how we got to this point.
what was that? What was that? 2021?
2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Niners tried their hardest to lose. The best part about Don Burr,
the Niners tried hardest to lose.
Is everybody's clamoring for Don Burr, Jarrett, and in about 30 minutes, you're going to be making a fantastic point about why Patrick Peterson is going to be better than Cameron Sutton this year. You know, all that fun. And Don Burr's going to pop up, and me and Jason will be like, nope, we don't care about that point anymore. Don Burr's here.
All right.
And he just kind of pops up halfway through the show. It's pretty.
So put it like this: when Emmanuel Mosley signed with the Detroit Lions, and I had to do a show about Emmanuel Mosley left, Don Burr's in the comments like, "What am I getting here with Emmanuel Mosley?" And I was like, "What you're getting is a very good outside corner." This is how invested this man is. We're off to an electric start, by the way.
Yes.
A bunch of people in here. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. Make sure you're following resident 49er Twitter guy, right? Like you're just a part of the family now at this point, Jarrett Bailey.
Yeah, I mean, since Mobile 2021, that's kind of when
that's kind of when you were just inducted in, right? Like
he was there for the Matt Stafford news.
He was on site for that. Yeah,
he was there. He was there for the Stafford thing. He was there for the Jason memed everywhere.
The funniest couple days of Twitter was just seeing Jason pop up like at the Iwo Jima flag rising.
I was the flag though. I was the flag. I wasn't there pushing the flag up. I was the actual flag.
Yeah, there was so many good ones that came out of that.
Shout out to Kyle Breikwitz, who is the person who does all of our thumbnails, who made Jared Scott Tenorman, by the way, as well too, for anybody who doesn't like South Park. If you don't know who Scott Tenorman is, I don't want to get too far into it. I don't think Andrew watches South Park. I knew immediately what it was.
South Park, Drew?
I do not watch South. I saw Heroin Hero. That was a good episode. That was a good one.
Of course you did. Okay.
I've seen a couple of episodes.
Okay.
Member berries?
Member berries. Oh, I remember. Oh, remember? All right. 7 minutes in. Let's get to the football, the actual things. Andrew, does it sound like the San Francisco 49ers for the first time in a long time are going to be starting all 22 starters on both sides of the ball with no injuries? Is this upside down land? Is this opposite world? Where are we going with this?
If I was Jared, I'd be shaking in my boots right now. A healthy 22, although asterisk, George Kittle is questionable still, limited in practice today. That's just kind of the normal for George Kittle. Questionable is his healthy. I expect him to play. Yeah, no, it's exciting. This is the vibes are very high right now on 49ers Twitter, and it has everything to do with the Nick Bosa extension being signed. I don't know the last time we've come into a week one this excited for a game, and it's really funny because this might be the best week one team the 49ers have played in the Shanahan era, at least in the last 3 years off the top of my head, because you think about the Bears last year, they weren't good despite Justin Fields being a top 5 quarterback. Jarrett, you got anything to say about that? No, I'm trying. That was just me trying to get a reaction. The Lions 2 years ago and the Cardinals in 2020, Niners are 1-2 in those games. This Steelers team might be the best, or probably is the best of the bunch. I'm feeling pretty confident though, just because Nick Bosa signed a piece of paper at about 8:00 today.
Well, Jared, I want to ask you this: you're someone who covers the Steelers as well. We cover the 49ers, but we're fans as well too, so we can't hide sometimes our optimism about the team. There he is! There he is!
I told you. We're gonna stop talking about him.
Let's go! Let's go, my boy! Let's go, my boy!
Everybody.
Fantastic.
Let's go.
Lions money line to the moon. Whoever took Lions money line, you sitting out here cooking.
Fantastic.
I love this.
We got it out of the way.
This is the best thing ever.
We got it out of the way.
Don, thank you for being here, man. Let's go.
Dan Campbell, more career wins against Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Dan, Kyle Shanahan.
Jared Goff has never lost against Patrick Mahomes.
Never.
By the way.
I saw a tweet today that said Baby Goat found his Eli in terms of Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff.
But you know what, Don? You get 10 days now. 10 days. 10 days to bask in this. I love that for you. And some would say, I wish that was me. Honestly, I really wish that was me. But Jared, I wanted to ask you real quick to get back to the Pittsburgh Steelers stuff. TJ Watt had a similar situation when it came to, his signing, and he went out there. And what did he do in his first game after he got signed and he wasn't around for training camp or anything like that?
He had 2 sacks against the Bills and the Steelers won.
Yeah, and you know what? That's the point I was trying to make. Not only because obviously TJ Watt's a stud, and it goes with Nick Bosa, but the Steelers beat the Bills and the Bengals back to back in their last 2 season openers on the road. And Mitchell Trubisky started the last season opener. Mitchell Trubisky. I think we can all agree in our heart of hearts. Kenny Pickett's better than Mitchell Trubisky, right? Like we can all say that. Yeah, okay. But Jared, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like the whole Nick Bosa thing is like, what shape is he going to be in? Dogs are dogs, and like Andrew likes to say,
and they gotta eat.
Dogs gotta eat. Dogs gotta eat. So talk to me about like the TJ Watt thing and how you guys have been like in season openers these last 2 years, because that's not something to like eschew aside and just brush aside.
Yeah, like the Steelers historically over the past like 2 decades are just really good in week 1. That dates back to the Cowher era too. From like 2003 to I think 2011, they won 8 straight season openers. And then since 2014, they're 6-2-1 in season openers. They've won their last 3. They beat the Giants in 2020, beat the Bills in 21, Bengals last year. And that game that aged me 30 years. Oh my goodness, that game against the Bengals almost killed me last year. So yeah, historically, Steelers are really good week 1. In terms of the TJ stuff, yeah, very similar situation where he wanted an extension, he wanted to get paid, and he had very much earned it. And they agreed to terms right before week 1 started, and TJ went out and was TJ Watt, and the Steelers won. So I mean, I expect Nick Bosa to be fine. Like he didn't have a beer gut or anything when he showed up, so that's a positive sign. I think Judy Batista said that today on the Insiders, and it made me laugh really hard. So shout out Judy Batista.
That's what Kyle said. He's like, as long as he doesn't have a big beer belly or anything like that. And I'm just like, dude, he's not Fat Thor. Like that's not gonna happen. Like that's not something that's possible.
And I was under the belief that Nick Bosa could have signed this contract Sunday morning at 9:30 a.m., 12:30 Jason and Jarrett time, and he would have been on that field. So I'm excited. I'm excited to see that. Jarrett, I want to kind of hold on. I kind of want to ask there to JKBG shout out.
You better get this reference too. You better get this reference too. Okay, good.
I'm on Twitter.
Okay, good. I'm just making sure.
If the 49ers are down at halftime against Pittsburgh, I'm calling Bane. Yes, that's in reference to the Batman, one of the Batman movies. I haven't seen it, but I've seen
Which one? You haven't seen?
It's the Bane one, the one that Bane destroys Heinz Field.
Jared, get him.
I was going to say, in terms of me being Jason is too. Just
the Batman?
A ginormous Batman nerd. I mean, yeah, you see my stuff on it.
Yeah, I like Batman too.
That's what is that? That's what we do in the shadows.
No, you guys are pointing behind you, so I wanted to feel in. I wanted to feel cool.
Yeah, no, Dark Knight Rises.
Dark Knight, yes, it was one of the Dark Knights, that movie trilogies, all that. I've seen the first one. I saw the first one with Heath Ledger's Joker.
That's the second one.
Oh, Jared, I'm a football guy. Fake football guys here knowing comic books, nerds. Look, only books I read are playbooks, bozos.
Oh my God.
A bunch of virgins.
Jared, comic book and wrestling guy, virgin.
Oh yeah, no,
I'm only a wrestling guy. No, Jared.
I wish I knew what a woman looked like.
I would love to have a date with a woman. One way.
Too busy blocking them, Jason.
I'm not blocking women. Stop that. JKBG says the League of Shadows is basically QB collective, but for villains.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Like this show's off the rails already. Yeah, we're off the rails.
No,
yeah.
Jarrett, I feel like when you look at the predictions for the AFC North this year, obviously the Ravens and Bengals get a lot of hype. The Browns seem to be getting some sneaky like sleeper picks. Tell me why the Steelers are better than all of them, because I want to hear what you think of the Pittsburgh Steelers, honestly, because like the fun thing about the AFC North is I feel like any team can finish in any position. I feel like the Steelers can finish first and the Bengals finish last. At the same time, I feel like the Bengals can finish first and the Ravens finish last. So I think a lot of things can change. What are your honest thoughts of the Steelers going into 2023 and the AFC North and how tough that might be? I think we might have lost him.
He's gone. As soon as you asked that question, he was just like, "I'm completely out of here."
He didn't like me saying that the Browns are a sleeper team in the AFC North.
I'm sure he'll be back, but
I'm sure he'll be back.
I kind of wanted to talk about a little bit of the stuff that like when I was researching. Kenny Pickett, it's weird. Kenny Pickett's stats per PFF when time to throw. Here we go. We got him back. Here we go. Yeah, we got him back. Go.
I have no idea what happened.
Well, you know what?
Hey,
you know what? Save the question because we have your backup. Let me introduce Melissa Drake, Steelers extraordinaire as well too. It's
Back
2-on-2
again.
now.
This is like another day.
It's 2-on-2 again.
Look at
Yes.
that.
What's up?
We just did stuff with Croc like 2 nights ago together.
I know.
So what are the odds?
I love this. First time we got two opposing fans versus us two, Melissa. I'll ask you the same question I shared first. How are you doing on this lovely Friday night?
I'm good. I'm actually a little tired. I went a little hard last night because it was kickoff, obviously. Yeah. And I opened up a all boys private school. And so middle school. So I'm just a little tired after a long week of dealing with middle school boys.
That's the most casual, humble brag. I just casually opened the school today.
Anyway, I drank a ton. I drank a ton, and I had to get really ready for school this morning. I'm like, you don't hear me bragging. Like, what the hell?
No, so Jarrett, I'll start with you, just since I was asking the question, and Melissa, you could answer after, of course. I was talking about the AFC North and how it really feels like any team can win in that division at this point. People are high on really all four teams in that division. So Jarrett and Melissa, tell me why the Steelers are the best out of the four, and tell me what to look forward to as a 49er fan who obviously doesn't watch the Steelers as much as I watch the 49ers. Let me know what you think about them going into this year and how they compare to the rest of the AFC North.
Yeah, my hot take all season has been, or I guess all offseason, that the Steelers are going to win the division.
Okay.
In terms of what they have, they got marginally better on both sides of the ball. They have the best head coach in the division, best defense in the division. And then you look at what they added offensively, and so what they already had too. The offensive line was the biggest question. They bring in Isaac Smollett from Philadelphia, Broderick Jones, who won't start week one. Dan Moore actually had a really productive camp. They're not going to rush Broderick Jones along, especially in pass pro. Darnell Washington is basically going to be like an extension of the offensive line on the left side. They're going to utilize him a lot in the passing game. Dante Johnson, we know that he's very good. George Pickens in the deep ball game. They have a lot of mouths that are going to need to eat in that offense. And then defensively, 3 all-pros and TJ Watt, Cam Hayward, Minka Fitzpatrick. And then off-ball linebacker-wise, Quan Alexander, who you know very well, being a 49er fan.
Holmes' revenge game.
We'll get to those two names later.
Oh no, there's revenge games on both sides here. Keep going, though, Jared.
He had a very productive.
Well, Ray Ray's one of them.
He had a very productive preseason. And he looked good in camp. Landon Roberts, really good run stopper, and then Cole Holcomb was a little bit better in pass coverage. So they got better on both sides of the ball. They have the best coach and the best defense. And then Kenny Pickett looks night and day better from what he was last year. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact he came into this season knowing he's going to be the guy. He looks more poised in the pocket. And that was all camp and throughout preseason. And it was only 5 drives in the preseason, but 5 drives, 5 touchdowns. That back shoulder throw to Freiermuth with Matt Milano having his back turned against the Bills. Like, it's just little things like that throws he wouldn't have necessarily been confident in making last year. He had a play against Buffalo where it was just a 3rd down and 5, simple play, and Allen Robinson sat in the zone. And usually when Pickett sensed pressure last year, he got happy feet and he just evaded the pocket and got out ASAP. Kept his eyes downfield, stepped up, made a throw, moved the chains. Just little things like that tell you that Pickett's going to take a little bit of a jump forward. So I think their offense is going to be a lot better. They look more aggressive in the preseason. So I think that's definitely noteworthy in a Matt Canada offense. I think that they win the division, and overall you can make the argument that, head coach roster-wise, they are the best off in that division right now.
Melissa, same question. What are your feel on the Steelers heading into 2023?
She hates the Browns. That's what I know. That's all I know.
Really
a lot of people hate the Browns.
A lot. My answer is not going to be as detailed as his, but it's been a long time since the Steelers have been a complete team. And the last time the Steelers were a complete team, that's when we were playing in the AFC Championship. That's when we were in the Super Bowl. We were one-dimensional on offense for so many years, at the end of Ben's, years in Pittsburgh and just with injuries. It's been rough, and our defense has had to carry us year in and year out for the past, 4 to 5 years. So I just finally think that we are going to be the best team in the division. Okay. I do worry a little bit about the Bengals still. Joe Burrow is ice cold. I still don't fully take the Ravens seriously enough because I want to see how the offensive coordinator is. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. We're a complete team in all 3 phases. And it's been a long, long ass time since we have seen the Steelers complete. And so that's a big threat. And just like you said, we have Mike Tomlin. to complete that.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the thing is talent-wise, when you look around, right? Najee, Deontay, George Pickens, and I know that everybody likes to make fun of Allen Robinson, but that's your third option on the team. I don't think that you can find many third receivers that are going to be better than someone like that. And then your defense, which was solid last season, is getting back this guy named TJ Watt,
who's going to be fully healthy,
who's an all-time disruptor. Like, he's not like some guy who's just like, oh, you're getting a guy who literally sacks the quarterback at a historical rate.
Mm-hmm.
When you throw in the weather, when you throw in the fact that the Steelers are going to have a home opener for the first time in how long?
And this 2014.
Right. And this team is lit right now, thinking about like their fans are going to be there. I know the 49er fans travel very well. Mm-hmm. I get it. You'll be there. But it's still Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh, that town, I haven't been there, but I can tell from the sense that I've seen in movies like Zach and Miri make whatever. Like, that's literally that's literally what they do on Sundays. So they're going to be lit. They're going to be up. And that's the thing that I think the 49er fans are kind of discounting is, yeah, your roster, your coaching, all that stuff works, right? And I think I would ask Melissa and Jarrett, I think you guys can agree that maybe the 49ers have a better roster, but on Sunday, that doesn't translate to a win until you do it on the field, and the Steelers still have things going for them a little bit in a way where, thank God Nick Bosa is playing in this game, because I would feel a hell of a lot worse if he wasn't in this game.
Yeah, you brought up the weather. Like, it's supposed to be raining, and 49ers fans know all about week 1 rain games. So we'll see how hard it rains and how much that factors into things.
Ouch.
Jesus. Oh, Jordan
Elliott is lifelong Yinzer and probably the biggest Steelers fan in California. I can confidently say we do not claim this Jarrett Bailey bozo after all his Mitch Trubisky.
Listen to me.
Love you, Jordan.
When Jordan and I covered our first combine, there was no bigger buzz around any quarterback, nobody that was in the draft, anything like that, than Mitchell Trubisky. Jordan Elliott literally spoke to Leslie Frazier, who was the DC for the Bills at the time. Yeah. And he was like, man, Mitch is going to get the last laugh on all of you. And nothing pleased that young man more than hearing that, because nobody backs Mitchell Trubisky like Jordan Elliott.
And then he got benched by week 5. So how'd that work out?
I backed him.
He beat the Bengals last year.
Oh, no. Yeah, I like Mitch. Mitch is a great dude. It was time, though. When the time came, it was very much time. Yeah. So I got nothing bad to say about Mitch Trubisky, the guy. It's just the quarterback wasn't getting the job done. But I don't even remember what we were talking about beforehand. That made me laugh too hard.
No, that made you laugh. No, we were just talking about the Steelers overall and everything. Like, I think
the rain. You brought up the rain.
Oh yeah, I mean
the rain, the weather.
The rain will affect things just because I think that the Steelers would like to become a more explosive offense, and we saw that a little bit in the Falcons game where on the same drive they hit 2 30-plus yard completions, which I can't tell you the last time that happened.
Seriously.
619 me. All right, Jordan Elliott. Well, when I see you when I see you in Indy for the combine, we'll have an impromptu.
That better not be the next time I see you.
That's a wrestling reference.
Yeah. That better not be the next time I see you. But Andrew Pasquini, please grasp onto this show and like give us some direction, please.
I got you guys. Melissa and Jarrett, obviously, we're here talking 49ers Steelers Sprint right after podcast. If you're new, subscribe. I see a lot of comparisons between these two rosters. Second-year quarterback, stacked receiver room, pretty solid secondary. Two teams finished tied for interceptions last year. The one difference between the two teams is the linebacker position. The 49ers, you know who the linebackers are. It's Fred Warner, it's Dre Greenlaw. The Steelers replaced Miles Jack, Devin Bush, and Robert Spillane. We talked a few of these names already. Cole Holcomb, Landon Roberts, and Quan Alexander are stepping in at the linebacker spot. Melissa, I'll start with you. How, not concerned, because it's a new group and there's always optimism with new free agent signings, how concerned are you to see, kind of like Niner fans are, and we'll get to the Colton McKivitz versus TJ Watt thing in a bit here, but how nervous are you to see this new linebacking core tested against not just Christian McCaffrey, but Christian McCaffrey in a Kyle Shanahan offense that's very important in the run game?
Mm-hmm. We've, over the past few years, we've had trouble stopping the run in certain situations. I actually feel much better about this line than last year's. Not a big fan of Devin Bush. The other guys had to go. This is a meteor line. I mentioned it on the podcast the other day, but I will always be concerned about Christian McCaffrey. Mm-hmm. Reason being, one is, yes, our line, I think, is going to stop the run, but Kyle Shanahan is going to create nightmare mismatches. Mm-hmm. And so when you have Christian McCaffrey and then you have Debo and then you have, I know we're waiting for Kittle. It's just, that's my only concern is how is everyone going to work together? How are we going to, in a sense, and I know we were kind of scouting this past week in practices, having the core 5 out there. I think it's possible. I think it's doable. I think the chemistry is there. It's a lot better line, like I said, than last year's. It's just Christian McCaffrey. He's dual. He can do everything. And then the yards after catch. I don't know. I'm a little worried about it. But we have Alex Highsmith, who gets the quarterback pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And then we, also have other guys that can equally stop. We just have to force turnovers. That's really what we have to do, whether it's in secondary or on the line, regardless, we have to force them.
That 4th round edge rusher that you guys got,
Nick Herbig, baby.
He scares the shit out of me, man. Yep. He really scares the shit out of me. Like, I don't understand how a team that's built on pass rush and being tough and all those things were able to get someone who was making such refined moves in the preseason, like a veteran, like a literal veteran, right? Like, that is the stuff that scares me because the Steelers have been so good. Like, I think we look at the Steelers and we look at them and we say, man, all they draft is wide receivers. And can you really argue with the track record? Mike Wallace and all that. Yeah. And Mike Tomlin, former wide receiver. That's why he's the head coach. They know how to get their wide receivers. And you're not going to find a bigger Deontay Johnson fan than me. But it's how did the league let you guys get someone in the 4th round? And I'm interested to hear a little bit more just about a young man that's going to be a rotational guy for a little bit when you already got studs everywhere on the defensive line.
Yeah, they just extended Highsmith, who had 14.5 sacks last year. Which, by the way, watch out for a team record potential here too, because the team record, I believe, is 26 combined sacks between a duo, and that's James Harris and Lamar Woodley. The year that they won the Super Bowl.
That's getting smashed if TJ Watt plays all his games. That's getting smashed.
TJ Watt could do that by himself.
Right.
He had 22.5 in 14 games by himself a couple years ago. So if both of them stay healthy throughout most of the season, I think that definitely has a good potential of getting broken. He went from a guy that was going to be, a special teamer who, would be a situational guy if somebody went down to, okay, if we can work Nick Herbig into this in the mind of a Steelers coach, then yeah, we've got 3 legitimate pass rushers. They also signed Marcus Golden as a depth piece, which is a really nice signing. They didn't have depth off the edge, and that was very noticeable last year. Credit to Highsmith for having the year that he did. He only had 3 sacks when Watt was out of the lineup. So he's a very good Robin. And that's fine. You need a really good Robin to a TJ Watt's Batman. But now they've got, the rest of the Bat family now with, Nick Herbig being Jason Todd. And then you got Marcus Golden, who can be Tim Drake.
Jared, I appreciate it. I know exactly what you're doing. This is going over the head of the people that are not Batman fans.
That's okay.
Yeah. Melissa has no idea who Tim Drake or Jason Todd is. He's literally naming all the Robins. Literally all the Robins right now. Okay. Yes, correct. Damian Wayne is the new Robin because of no, he does suck, but it's also Batman's child that he's had out of wedlock. That's the other thing about it. Yeah.
Complete sidetrack. Bruce Wayne's a whore. That's
no.
Wow.
Hold on.
Wow.
Bruce Wayne's not a whore. He had that kid after 30 years of being a playboy billionaire philanthropist. It was bound to happen, eventually, right? What the hell?
He's like James Bond, just in spandex.
Look at Andrew. He has no idea what's going on. He's just trying to keep it to himself. Hey, man, Melissa's looking patiently and just can we get back to the football stuff?
Yeah, back to the football stuff.
Nick Herbig, very good.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. I like.
No, he is very good.
Steelers got a lot of talent. That's why I'm having such a tough time because the Niners are very good. I don't think that's a secret. The Niners are a very good football team, And the past few years, I mentioned how easy the week 1 matchups allegedly have been. The Niners have struggled in them. This one's so hard because the Steelers are just so damn talented. Like, I wish this could have been a year the Niners opened up against Cardinals. Like, that would have been pretty nifty, right? Like, but nope, it has to be Pittsburgh.
See, it's crazy that you say that because I think, Melissa could prove me wrong, but like, as a Steelers fan, I'm happy they're opening with their toughest game of the year.
Same. That's yeah.
I mean, very happy.
We had Cincy, we had the Bills last 2 years. Those are really hard games. I would rather start with the Niners. I mean, although what a cake schedule, anyone that plays Cardinals, Washington automatic win. But I mean, I want to get that out of the way. I would imagine you guys want to get it out of the way. You guys kind of have a similar schedule than we do. And I just really want to break that. First of all, I think we're going to win, but I also want to break that stat that every time a team plays San Francisco, they don't win the week after.
Okay.
I would love to be that team that beats you guys week 1 and then also beats that or ends.
I love that energy. Who do the Steelers have week 2?
Cleveland week 2 in Cleveland on Monday Night Football.
And literally, look, Melissa.
No, it's in Pittsburgh, Jarrett.
Melissa is.
Oh, it's in Pittsburgh?
Pittsburgh.
Is such a kind soul, but I don't know what it is about the Cleveland Browns that just gets her like, I really hate this team. So like she just like.
Can I take a guess?
She turns red.
Can I make one guess? Does it have anything to do with I don't know, the quarterback position? Maybe
it's not that. No, it's not even that. Okay. It's not even. I mean, that's added. That added on.
Help.
That certainly doesn't help. But I think her issue more than anything, and Melissa, you can correct me if I'm wrong, is more about that the Cleveland Browns talk crazy like they've won a bunch of Super Bowls and they've been a team that's been in it all the time.
They're the most delusional fan base in the entire NFL, and that isn't just like a Steelers thing. I feel like our whole Jarrett, correct me if I'm wrong, our whole division would believe and support that they're so delusional. Yeah. And
I didn't think about this until you started pointing this out, but I do follow a lot of Browns people, and a lot of them do talk.
Well, I follow a lot of Browns people who cover the team. I don't follow Browns fans, but Cleveland fans go super hard for their teams, regardless, because they feel disrespected all the time.
Absolutely,
something.
Well, that's what I mean.
Thank you. It's just they talk a lot. And I mean, when you've been in the basement for so long and you've had your ass whooped year after year after year, and my hatred towards them started when they destroyed us and embarrassed us. Pouncey's last game, when they beat us in the playoffs, when Stefanski had COVID and Baker, wasn't it Baker, Jarrett, that beat us?
Yeah, Baker was the quarterback.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they finally beat us and they kicked us out of the playoffs. That was when that was their Super Bowl. And I just thought they were the most insufferable fan base just because they beat us.
I have a small sample size with Cleveland fans because I'm a Golden State Warrior fan.
Oh, that's it. So but that's Twitter, what they have.
Twitter for those 5 years and having to hear that Matthew Dellavedova is a Stephen Curry.
Is a Steph Curry lockup?
Oh, unbelievable.
Hold on.
Most asinine sports city in the world.
Hold on.
True.
Never stepping foot in the stadium.
And I know this is a football podcast and the Yankees stink. I'm going to the stadium tomorrow. But the Cleveland almost said the bad word. The Cleveland Guardians fans were trying to let me know that their team owned my team when it couldn't be further from the truth, but the Yankees are going to find a way to get it done. You're not the Houston Astros, pal. The Yankees can't beat the Houston Astros. That's not you. You're not that guy, pal. Mm-hmm. You are not them. You're not him. You did the whole baby thing, and the Yankees sat there and they went back and they beat you. Like, Cleveland is so disrespected that they think that anytime that they have a small bit of success in any way, that they need to throw it at everybody.
Correct. And that's why we can't stand them. It's because there's no reasoning and they're obnoxious about it. When they get that small win, that small victory, and then it's we own you. And it's like, no, bitch, we've been owning you for decades.
Oh man, Melissa's spicy. All right.
I'm very spicy. Sorry.
You're good. You can curse on here. You're good.
If we're throwing it out there, if we're getting a little spicy, Jarrett, I have a question for you. And this is the big question I had for you going into this.
Oh yeah, you did tease this.
Pat Freiermuth, we love him, right? Second year tight end. Had a pretty good year last season. 63 receptions, 732 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Just pull up a random tight end stat. Mercedes Lewis, his best career year was 2010. He had 58 receptions and 700 yards. I know where he's going. So Pat Freiermuth has 5 more receptions and 32 more yards than Mercedes Lewis's best season of his career. Are you voting Freiermuth over Frank Gore for the Hall of Fame?
I knew that's where he was going. The setup was so evident. I knew it.
I knew it. Listen. They're not the same thing.
And Melissa walked off. Like this was literally something that when he mentions Mercedes Lewis, there's no reason to bring up Mercedes Lewis other than your tweet about that. So like I
totally forgot. I even tweeted
and he didn't tell me. He didn't tell me about it.
I totally forgot about like that even occurring.
All right, so hold on. So real quick for Melissa, for anybody that doesn't know, Jarrett Bailey sent out a tweet talking about I forget what tight end it was or something like that, or it was no.
It was Mercedes Lewis has played a bajillion and a half games.
Yeah. All right. Okay.
So he in the Hall of Fame talk
easily what Jarrett did was he tried to equate what Mercedes Lewis has done as a long-term player to what Frank Gore has done, and tried to equate it like, well, he's played as many games as Frank Gore. Why are you not talking about Frank Gore being a Hall of Famer? It's like, hey, man, only 3 or 4 guys have more rushing yards in the world than Frank Gore ever. And honestly, Jarrett Bailey, this is why you're our resident 49ers Twitter guy. You love to run. Why does it have to be about Frank Gore? Why does it have to be about 49ers Twitter? And then
he knows what he's doing.
No, exactly. And then when 49ers Twitter comes for you, you kind of sit there and you're like, damn, like what happened? What did I do?
I felt so bad about that day too, because I responded to Jarrett and I called him a volume tweeter. And that was like the meanest thing I've ever said to anybody on Twitter.
Wait, sorry, really quickly. I thought we liked Frank Gore.
We love Frank Gore.
I don't dislike him. I don't dislike Frank
Gore. He was trying to equate Frank Gore to being a what's the word? Like
a lifetime achievement award.
Right, like a stat pattern. Right, like he's played. But you know what, Jarrett? That's the reason that Frank Gore deserves to be in the Hall of Fame, because guys burn bright for 7-8 years. Nobody plays as long as Frank Gore. No one. Not with the $10 million man's body. None of that stuff. Like that's the point.
And you know what? He tip of the cap to him, but like I will take a guy whose light shined the brightest for 4 or 5 years than a guy who was bright enough and then very, very, very dim
But Jarrett, I don't think anybody would ever tell you with a straight face that they believe that Frank Gore is better than Adrian Peterson because he had no. I don't think that's something that 49er fans would tell you. But the whole idea that you could kind of diminish what Frank Gore has done by just saying like, oh, he played a bunch of years, and it's like, damn, man, like that feels disrespectful. That just feels a bit disrespectful.
Can I be completely honest with you?
Go for it. You did it on purpose.
The second I tweeted that and muted notifications.
Oh yeah, no, that's 90% of my tweets.
Not even gonna deal with this. I'm gonna tweet this. I'm gonna laugh really hard about it. I'll come back to it later and see everybody angry.
It is smart. I do it all the time. No, look. Is Frank Gore going to be a Hall of Famer? Absolutely, he's going to. Melissa, you need to mute those Browns people. Yeah, keep going, Jared.
Do I think personally on pure talent that he's a Hall of Famer? No. Do I think he's going to be a Hall of Famer? Yes.
That's fair. I just wanted to get it. I just found it funny that Pat Freiermuth's second career season was, in terms of receptions and yards, better than anything Mercedes Lewis. Although, to be fair, Freiermuth had 2 touchdown receptions last year. Lewis had 10 touchdown receptions in 2020, so a little different. I just wanted to make it. Melissa, I got a question about the Steelers secondary, because I was combing through some stats last year, and obviously 2022 is 2022 and 2023 is 2023. But I want to make sure I word this correctly. The Steelers secondary had the highest touchdown percentage allowed on passing plays in 2022, 5.4 percent of passing plays resulted in a touchdown.
To be fair, 49ers legend, Ahkello Witherspoon was
Yes,
starting.
But the interesting thing about it that, yes, they did allow the highest touchdown percentage on passing plays. On the flip side, they had the highest interception percentage in the NFL at 3.7. So not only were they worse in terms of defending touchdowns, they were the best at forcing turnovers. So, Melissa, I'll start with you. I know Sutton's gone. That's a big loss. Patrick Peterson, 5 interceptions last year. That's pretty cool, pretty fun, pretty great. I got a joke to make about Patrick Peterson.
I'm so pissed.
I'll get to Jarrett in a minute on that.
Go.
But
we need to talk about that.
What are your thoughts on the secondary of the Steelers? Just that high
talking
risk,
too
high
much.
reward.
No. Okay, really quick. I'm going to answer your question, but I have to go back. Jarrett will back this up. The Steelers' way is players don't talk in the media. They don't talk about opposing teams. They don't create bulletin board material. Claypool, Juju, they've done it before. And when I saw Patrick Peterson did that, I was real pissed. And I was hoping to God Brock didn't respond, and he did. And I know it's just whatever, but I don't want to give any fuel to Brock Purdy because I have been very vocal on Twitter. I love Brock Purdy, and I think he's really good.
Okay.
And although he wasn't as polished, he torched defenses every single week. And because he's got that football IQ that not a lot of veterans have, I mean, I was really impressed. So for Patrick Peterson to almost say, oh, I'm going to pick off one of his balls, basically, I was just like, oh, shit, don't do that. Now, I know they kind of like.
I need a prop for my response. Hold on.
Go. Go. Keep going, Melissa. You got it.
So it just made me a little, no, actually not a little. I'm pissed. I'm so mad because it's just going to be in the media. It's a distraction. We don't need that. What happened?
He's got the Burberry scarf.
He's wearing the Burberry scarf like MJF. See, I understand that part. I get that part. Keep going, Melissa.
Anyways, Melissa, finish here before Jarrett.
Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. Don't look at him.
Okay. So we missing Cam Sutton is really rough. The Steelers, we have a tendency to not sign the players that I want us to sign. Like we got rid of Mike Hilton or we didn't keep him. Things like that. A lot of my favorite defensive players in the secondary are gone. We have a new secondary. I'm a little nervous about it. I can only really rely on Minka to do his job and be a ball hawk.
Yes.
And so I don't also like the coverages we play on defense. And so that's one of the reasons why I think that we allowed a lot of passes, but also we had Witherspoon. And he, you know what, you're only as good as your weakest link, and we weren't good in that area when he was playing.
Niner fans are familiar with that.
Well, yes, I do know that.
But he does have his moments. That's the thing. I think that's the thing. Yeah.
Yeah. But we just, I don't know. We have an inexperienced secondary, but not really. They just haven't played together. And granted, I know they don't need to play together. We have KZ, which I'm super stoked about to have him as safety. Minka, he is where he's not supposed to be. And he's watching where he's not supposed to be watching. And that's why he's able to pick off those passes. And so it's like, let him roam free. I'm fine. But I don't even know, Jarrett, who are our starting cornerbacks this week? Obviously, it's Levi. It's
Patrick
not
Peterson and Levi.
It is Patrick Peterson starting?
Patrick Peterson's going to start regardless. I think the debate was going to be, okay, are they going to give Joey Porter the job opposite of Patrick Peterson? They're not going to rush it. They're not going to rush it. Levi Wallace is a very capable CB2, and I'm fine with having Levi Wallace there.
I just when I was talking about earlier with the mismatches, if it's going to come down to coaching, and because Matt Canada has the power to call the plays, and then he's up against Kyle Shanahan, I'm worried about that in a sense, because your defense, obviously one of the best. I don't know if our secondary is really prepared for what Kyle's going to do with all the guys that are on the field. I don't know. Debo scares me.
Yeah.
Yards after catch. I mean, he's so explosive. Is he probably the most explosive person on offense besides Christian?
Yeah. I mean, I think when with the ball in his hands, 100%.
Yeah.
I have no argument against that.
He's just a tank and he's fast. And so I don't know. It's just the coverages that we run. Hopefully it's going to be tight enough. Like I said, our defensive coordinator, they were scouting. They had their scouting team with the 5 starters. I don't know. I don't trust our secondary. That's the one part of our field that I'm most nervous about. So.
Jarrett Bailey, you put on the Burberry.
Yeah, I want to hear this.
Yeah,
and before I get to that, the Pittsburgh Steelers
fake ring and everything.
The Pittsburgh Steelers matched the San Francisco 49ers last season with interceptions as well too, and that was very big, like literally the same number.
And just to give context to that stat I gave, that the Steelers had the highest touchdown percentage in the league and the highest interception. The Niners finished 3rd in the NFL in interception percentage because they were right up there with the Steelers. They finished 25 spots better in terms of touchdown percentage on passing plays. So just to give you an idea of how kind of a unique of a season the Steelers secondary had. But Jarrett, go ahead. Yes.
Right. I want to ask a question. I wonder if TJ, how many games did he miss? 7 or 9?
And 7.
7.
Yeah.
Maybe those touchdowns we allowed wouldn't be as high had the pressure been there.
Absolutely.
And then if your interception rate goes down because TJ Watt's sacking the quarterback, it doesn't mean your defense isn't as effective. That's why numbers deserve context all the time. It can't just be, the Steelers take the ball away and everything. No, I mean, TJ Watt being there means the quarterback's not going to be able to stand upright and throw the football. Right. So all that stuff is going to change. So once that dips down, you'll see your sack rate go up. That's completely different. But Jarrett Bailey, you're out here with the Burberry. Let's go, MJF. What are we doing here?
Let's see what he's cooking over here.
Listen up, San Francisco. All this talk about Brock Purdy and his ouchie elbow coming back. All I see is mid.
Mid.
I could probably throw a couple touchdowns if I had Kyle Shanahan in my ear, a really good offensive line, Deebo Samuel, George Kittle, and Brandon Ayuk around me too. Oh, not to mention Christian McCaffrey, the best running back in football, the best defense in football. Mid. He's mid.
Okay.
All right. No. Well, is this in response to the fact that Melissa said that she doesn't like any more motivation for Brock Purdy? Like, no, seriously. Like, I love the MGF impression because that's incredible.
He believes it. He believes he's mid.
But I want to hear. I want to hear a little bit more about why he's not worried about Brock Purdy. That's it. That's what I want to hear about.
I think a lot of stuff with Purdy, and it's not just Purdy. It's any quarterback. Like, we see quarterbacks that just have flash in the pan years, and it's because not necessarily all because, but when you don't have film on a guy and you don't know what you're really getting into, it's Nick Foles had a 27 touchdown, 2 interception year.
Right.
And when you put a guy who is a scheme fit and an offensive fit, the way that Brock fits into what Shanahan wants to do in terms of he's not going to go off script. Kyle will say, okay, this is what you're going to do. Throw it there, do this, and he'll do it. If you put Brock Purdy in Houston last year, he's not doing what he did.
Oh, yeah.
And if you switched Kenny Pickett and Brock Purdy last year, and maybe the 49ers get to the Super Bowl, maybe they don't have to deal with, the things that they dealt with in Philadelphia.
Jarrett, I did want to kind of talk about Brock Purdy, not Kenny Pickett, a little bit, right? Between the numbers, and I found this to be super interesting, right? It seems essentially 0 to 10 yards is the easiest throws for certain people, but between the numbers, 20 plus yards in the middle of the field, Kenny Pickett was 7 for 11, 164, 3 touchdowns, a pick, and a 108.9 NFL rating, which was by far his best numbers on any side of the field. Anywhere. Even when it was just an easy throw here or there. Those were his best numbers. And when you look at the numbers, and I see a lot of 49er fans saying, well, why are we worried about Kenny Pickett? He has 7 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. But if you watch the games, down the stretch, Kenny Pickett was improving, not marginally, drastically going forward. Like, he really was. And that's the reason Mike Tomlin still doesn't have a losing season under his belt.
Yeah. And I'm sorry, Jeff.
No, you're good. You're good. There's a lot of optimism to be had, right? Like, in the same way that people are like dismissing Kenny Pickett and the kind of way that you're dismissing Brock Purdy, I would argue that it's very possible Jarrett Bailey and Melissa Drake. Kenny Pickett is going to improve this year, and so is Brock Purdy. I think that's very true and very fair.
In terms of Brock improving, like I think he's going to plateau. Like you look at how he did last year in terms of his numbers and everything. I don't think that's going to be replicated. I think.
Well, an 8-game sample size is hard to replicate over 17 games.
Sure.
Right. Like I understand that. That's fine. But if he operates the offense in the way that we saw, I think the numbers may look different, but you'll see the same sort of offensive production. But that's reliant on, hey, is Christian going to play all those games? Is Debo going to play many games? Is Kittle going to play? Those things, those type of things. Again, numbers always deserve film and context. Always. Sure. Raw numbers are never going to tell you the story, because if you listen to raw numbers, then certain quarterbacks are better. Tua's better than everybody. And I know how much you love Tua, Jarrett. I know how much you love Tua. Like,
are you Tua on too?
No, he's not. He's actually opposite. He's on the list. He's on that list of the Miami Dolphins. Yeah,
man,
he's
on the.
Jarrett's on the list with Mina Kimes and a bunch of other people that just are questioning Tua Tagovailoa.
Sorry.
Melissa Drake's on it. Melissa Drake's on the list.
Am I the only tune on here?
You are. You probably are.
In terms of Pickett, though, I mean, you talked about his clearly getting better. Weeks 14 to 18, no quarterback had a higher EPA per play in the fourth quarter than Pickett. So, if that tells you something, I mean, if anything, he's got that clutch gene where, for some reason, when the game's on the line, he plays his best. And the 2 games against the Raiders and the Ravens, running off the field against Baltimore, Mike Tomlin saying, Kenny fucking Pickett. I think that's kind of when I became, because I was very hesitant on Kenny Pickett. You guys follow me. I did not like it. Very against it. But seeing that, I think that's kind of the fans' general perspective is Pickett's good, Canada sucks. We'll see. With
Christian Cage, Edge is from Chris Jericho. Oh, the OC. Got it. Never mind. Not the country.
Now I touched on it earlier about there, being some, cautious optimism about the offense being a little bit more aggressive, because we saw it in the preseason that he's willing to push the ball downfield more. And it looks like they're letting Kenny be a little bit more aggressive in the offense. If that's the case, then I really like what Pickett can be. I don't think he's going to be a 4,500-yard thrower for 35 touchdowns. I think anybody expecting that needs to temper their expectations. But he can be a really productive quarterback. He can be what Jared Goff was with the Rams at their peak, facilitating the offense. I think he can be Jared Goff, but somebody who is a little bit more athletic and can perform off platform.
I need to see. The Steelers fan base was not really fond of me last year because I wasn't too big and high on Kenny Pickett. I want to see more this year from him. He definitely showed towards the end of the season he had what it took to get it done. What's it called? Christmas Eve game was unreal. And that's why I was like, okay, we see glimpses of Big Ben. And so I want to see more glimpses of Big Ben. And I really like that he's mobile. I still know he's got a high ceiling. Just like you were saying, Jason, like I believe Brock still has a high ceiling. I still believe there's more. I don't think they're going to have sophomore slumps. But to, what Jared was saying is also true. There wasn't a lot of film on Brock. Granted, there wasn't a lot of film on Kenny Pickett because Kenny Pickett was also thrown in the middle of the season, week 5. Was it week 5? Week 5 or 6?
It was against the Jets. I'm pretty sure it was week 5.
Yeah. But teams now have more film with Brock. I think they're 2 different quarterbacks and their IQs are totally different in how to read a defense. I hope to God that Kenny's gotten much better with reading a defense. I want his release to be a little bit quicker, his decision-making to not be as forced. Like Brock's is solid. But I think they both have room to grow and get better. I do believe that Kenny is our guy right now, and I hope he's our guy in the future. I just don't want our offensive coordinator to stifle this offense. I want him to step up open.
That's the best thing, because I literally was going to ask that question. It's like when you look at the offense and you look at how they're playing, how much can you push on the offensive coordinator? How much can you push on progress from the quarterback? How much can you push on all of those things, right? Like, it's still up to the offensive coordinator, the play caller, to put your quarterback in advantageous situations. And I think a little bit to Jarrett's point, that's kind of why everybody is a little hesitant about Brock Purdy, is because you still have a play caller that literally has wide receivers running wide open all the time. And it's literally, it don't matter who the quarterback is. It could have been Nick Mullins, CJ Beathard, Jimmy Garoppolo, Brian Hoyer. Does not matter. Like, Kyle Shanahan is going to get guys wide open. But how much of like what? Yeah,
Sorry.
huh? No, you're good. But how much of like what's going on with Pickett and what his progression will be has to do with the fact that his offensive coordinator has not put him in a good spot.
Well,
I'll say this about Canada, because this is what we've seen from him so far. He had a last hole of his career, Ben Roethlisberger, a god-awful offensive line to really do anything with.
right.
You weren't going to get anything done there. Last year, bad offensive line, a rookie quarterback. Start off with Mitch Trubisky, but Mitch is, he's limited. Like, you're not going to get, a top 5 quarterback out of Mitch Trubisky. So when you've got a bad offensive line, it hinders what the offense can do. Offensive line got better, so hopefully that opens up what they can do as a whole. And we saw, like I said, we saw a glimpse of that into the preseason. So that's probably as close to defending Matt Canada, I guess, as I'll ever come. But there's no excuses anymore after this year, because they've got all the tools to make things happen.
If I can just add to what he said, I mean, it was obvious. It was very noticeable. Matt Canada had Kenny on a tight leash, but I don't think it was necessarily warranted in a sense. I think that we needed to see what Kenny could do. We had an offensive line that you couldn't trust. We had to play it safe. Matt Canada's play calling was very juvenile, very high school. I don't think he set our offense up for success. The fact that Deontay Johnson didn't have a single touchdown. Last year. And so that's the thing, is we have the best receivers. That's what we do. And we couldn't use them because we couldn't get the ball to them. And Kenny sometimes would be put in positions where he would force it to make a play. And it was like Kenny had the balls to make a play because Matt Canada didn't have the balls to make the plays. And so now that we have, and people are sleeping on the Steelers, but I think the Steelers are really similar to the 49ers offense. We have Jalen Warren now and Najee. So handcuff them. Now we also have Anthony McFarland, but also we have all of our receivers, and we have Pat Freiermuth. You guys have CMC, you have Brandon Ayuk, you have Debo, you have Kittle.
And I love Darnell Washington, by the way, too.
He's a beast.
He's incredible. I can't believe he fell to you guys.
Yeah.
It was our time for us to let these players fall to us. And also we were very aggressive in the draft. But it's going to be so challenging. And that's what I love about this game on Sunday. It's going to be so challenging because these defenses have to figure out how they're going to not fall for certain plays and make sure they have the right reads. And it's just going to come down to coaching and making sure defenses are making their tackles. Our offenses are super similar in that sense. There's just so much that we can put in the offense, call our bluff, basically.
And that's a hell of a coaching matchup for it to come down to. Kyle Shanahan and Mike Tomlin does I feel like whenever we talk about the top 5 coaches in the league, Mike Tomlin kind of gets forgotten. In there. Because he has to be, but I feel like he sometimes gets forgotten because Pittsburgh hasn't been what we know Pittsburgh to be the past few years.
Let's ask the Steelers people here.
Yes.
I think that a lot of John Harbaugh's reputation is based on one really good season, and I'd probably argue that Mike Tomlin is a better coach than John Harbaugh. Yes. Melissa and Jared.
Oh yeah, yes, yeah, absolutely.
Tomlin over Harbaugh,
and I like Harbaugh a lot. I love.
No, he's a great coach.
Harbaugh's a bitch, but yeah, he's a good coach.
Harbaugh.
I think Harbaugh, he's a crybaby bitch.
I think John Harbaugh is the most underrated head coach in the NFL.
I love this so much.
No, this is good because, and I think we should do this more often. Whoever it is that we can get that actually, this is a great conversation because our perspective generally from here is just, hey, we watch the 49ers. I mean, I watch everybody, because I'm a savage and I watch football all the time. I literally was locked in, last night, watched every snap. But at the same time, it's good to hear other perspectives because I think we don't look at other teams and we don't watch them as much and we don't know the little things. Like, right? Like when someone's like, oh, well, you're starting cornerbacks out, or like for us, right? Or Dre Greenlaw's out. When we're like, well, we're okay. Like, I think this guy's going to be in. This guy's going to be in. Like, we know things like that.
You mentioning cornerbacks specifically. We haven't even talked about the fact that Charvarius Ward is questionable.
Charvarius Ward has a groin.
And Deontay Johnson and George Pickens might face Ambry Thomas and Samuel Womack on the outside.
Oh, God. Please, no. Please.
But I have
please
one
no.
more.
Please no.
Please
no.
Please
no.
Well,
I got
is
one
one of your cornerbacks injured with a heel injury right now?
Mooney. That's what he's saying. Charvarius Mooney.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So it might be Ambry Thomas and Diamador Lenore against George Pickens and Deontay Johnson. And I'm not as I think Lenore's fine.
Yeah.
But I know what George Pickens is, and if you ask Ryan Clark, George Pickens is better than Justin Jefferson, which I think is complete fucking horseshit.
To completely paraphrase, he said more talented than.
But where he said measurables, and in no way George Pickens didn't measure anything close to Justin Jefferson. I literally this is my thing about, remember when we were talking about this? Oh, well, if you know more than NFL. Yes, I know more than a fucking NFL football player, Ryan Clark. He never measured anything close to Justin Jefferson in any way. He doesn't jump higher. He's not faster. He's not strong. Like, nothing about George Pickens was ever better than Justin Jefferson. I never understand that.
We found Jay's hot button.
Yeah, no.
There's like 40.
Don't talk crazy. Don't talk crazy about Justin Jefferson. And then I hate the whole.
Jason, what do you think about taking Jake Moody at 99?
I hate it. It's the stupidest thing I've ever heard of. Yeah, don't let. So hold on. Before I get to that, I just want to say that the whole he played in the NFL, like that idea, like that he knows more than me, is stupid, and it's completely gone. Like, get that shit out of here. It's done. Agree. But Melissa believes the same way that I believe. That kickers.
I lost my shit that night.
Yeah. And she's not even a Niners fan.
I know. Lost my shit.
Kickers are not worth draft picks.
I like Jake Moody. I never would have taken him at 99. Like that's just kind of where I'm at with it. I don't like using
your team's picks are so valuable right now. Mm-hmm. So valuable. And I felt like there were other areas on your roster you guys should have addressed. And to have a kicker when you have other free agents, I mean, and the fact that Moody has not worked out whatsoever in terms of his success in the offseason. Like, that guy, you guys have to know moving forward, his self-confidence is at 0 because he was so bad. There's no way in hell he can, moving forward, feel good about like his abilities when he looked like that and let the team down in a sense.
Just to give you an idea too, they drafted Jake Moody at 99.
Right.
Colton McKivitz, the Niners starting right tackle on Sunday, has 29 career right tackle snaps and is lining up against TJ Watt. You tell me
Blake
the Niners
Freeland,
don't need a little help at right tackle? Yeah.
Blake Freeland, DeJuan Jones, literally any football player.
Okay, I'll pour a little bit out for you in advance.
Thank you.
You know what's hilarious? And it's not hilarious for you guys. But you know, like when you're watching the draft and they say areas of need or whatever, you know, on like the ticker.
I don't think
like all these positions, and then
I don't think a K has ever shown up in those positions of need in draft history. I got one more question, and then we can get to the prediction, Whom's Revenge game portion of the podcast.
All that stuff, yeah.
Since we're at an hour, and this is pointed towards Jared. Because we already got Melissa's opinion on Patrick Peterson's quote, and I wanted to ask Jarrett this. Patrick Peterson did say that he said there's a read in the Niners offense, and he guarantees an interception. Jarrett Bailey, are you questioning that dog in Patrick Peterson for saying that he's going to get an interception on Sunday? Does that threatening that if he doesn't, he's going to fry a piece of clothing?
Hold on. Oh wow, Jesus, man! Andrew's on 10. Like, he's on 10 right now.
I like 10. Let's bring it.
Real quick. I just wanted to say this more than anything. Does this have to do with Trent Williams and this tell that was spread across?
Listen, all I know is if Jarrett Bailey was CB2 for the Pittsburgh Steelers, he would have said, "Hey man, I'm intercepting Brock Purdy, or I am air frying a pair of pants and eating."
Jarrett, and also before you get to this answer, because there's a lot of 49er fans that understand you for being that guy. Why do you do this over and over? I saw you say two things on Twitter that I'm just like, please, look, you're just like, if Jimmy Garoppolo wins 12 games, I will tattoo his face. Jarrett, stop doing this. Stop doing this.
Okay, you know what? I'll give you this. You know what? I bet against a good team in the 49ers. I'm not doing that this year. I'm betting against the Raiders.
Well, all right. So hold on.
No. You're betting against Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah. You're all right. The second thing is, we had a discussion on Twitter when you said, in no world are the New England Patriots going to finish higher than the Buffalo Bills. Jarrett, the reason that the 49ers won 13 games and you had to eat a piece of that shirt was because of injuries. Injuries happen all the time. If Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs are out immediately after week 1 or 2, the New England Patriots are going to immediately be better than them. And now you're going to have to run around Gillette Stadium in your underwear, like you said. Like, Jarrett, why on earth do you put yourself in this position all the time?
First of all, don't put that evil on me.
I'm not, but I'm just saying, like,
you put it on yourself, to be honest.
Yes.
No, I'm not worried about the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm not worried about the New England Patriots. I feel pretty safe.
Okay.
You can clip this too, and like at the end of the season, you can come back to this.
No, but that's the thing. Look, this is the thing. Look. I understand confidence. If you want to say, if both teams are healthy, the entire, like Andrew Pasquini talked about this on Sour Death Sam show.
That's the implied part of it, though. Like, obviously,
but you gotta say it.
You gotta say it.
You gotta say it. You gotta say.
Jared,
if the Buffalo Bills are healthy, they are not going to be better than the Patriots. If Jimmy Garoppolo plays all those games, they are not going to be. Like, you can't just say that and then like.
Here's how I would have worded it. I will run around Gillette Stadium naked if the Patriots finish with a better record than the Bills. But that prediction is null and void if Josh Allen goes.
If Josh Allen's out, yeah. Void. Nobody wants to watch Kyle Allen play for the goddamn Buffalo Bills. Right. What the hell?
I think that these statements are kind of like our Constitution. They are amendable.
Okay, fair.
So we can throw in these caveats.
But you didn't throw the amendments in.
Games haven't started yet. If this is like week 7 and I said it, then you can tell me I'm full of shit all you want. No games have been played yet between these teams. So let me say it right now.
It's still a safe bet. It's still a safe bet. But I also want you to know that the NFL is weird.
Sure. Yeah, I know. I don't think it's weird enough where Jimmy Garoppolo is winning 12 games with that god-awful roster.
How dare you? 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 Have you seen how handsome? Hold on.
Walking 12 wins.
Hold on.
I'll defend Jimmy Garoppolo now that he's not on our team.
How dare you? How dare you talk about that good-looking man like that? You know what he's doing right now?
We talk about Batman. That is like Bruce Wayne without Alfred and his gadgets right now. That's what
Bruce Wayne wishes. Hold on. Bruce Wayne wishes he looked like Jimmy Garoppolo. Bruce Wayne wishes he had that jawline. Bruce Wayne wishes that he had that salt and pepper hair. Like we all aspire to look like Jimmy Garoppolo.
You've been hanging out with Grant too much.
I have a Jarrett prediction ready. I was saving it for this podcast specifically.
Oh, goodness.
If the San Francisco 49ers win the Super Bowl this February.
It's not happening. Sorry, keep going.
Okay. Oh, you want me to make?
No, I'm telling my bet.
Okay.
If the San Francisco 49ers win this, because the Steelers are winning, obviously. If the San Francisco 49ers win the Super Bowl this February, I'll see my chin for the first time in 7 years. I'll go.
You're gonna cut the beard?
No, don't do that.
Not just cut it, like we're going gone. Because I gotta trim it. It's getting a little wild right now. I gotta trim it down. But I'm talking if the 49ers win the Super Bowl this season, I'm talking razor, clipper, shaving cream you see in my face for the first time in the history of the Sprint Red.
Andrew, it took me the COVID pandemic to grow my beard.
Yeah.
Batman himself couldn't beat me into submission to get my beard off my face.
He doesn't care. I just realized it just clicked with me. He would probably go beardless for the rest of his life as long as he sees another Super Bowl win in his lifetime.
He's never seen one. He's never
another.
seen one.
He's
never seen one.
I was
never
two
seen one.
in the Niners.
He's never seen one.
So that's what I'm saying is that he is willing to have no facial hair just so he can say I was alive to witness them in the Super Bowl.
I'll shave my head too if I have.
I love this team. I love this team. I will never shave this beard.
No.
This beard is the reason that I've been able to grow and be the person that I am in the last few years and get the respect that. No, absolutely not. I don't care. 49ers could win a Super Bowl. I'll go to jail for running through the streets naked, but you're not shaving my beard.
No, beards.
Clean shaven. Niners win a Super Bowl.
Absolutely not. No chance. I will not subscribe to that.
Jason Aponte, Jarrett, Melissa, I've been waiting 6 months to ask this question.
Let's go.
Whom's revenge game is it? I only saw two names. I have two names. The obvious ones, Ray McCloud. He's playing his first game against the Pittsburgh Steelers since signing with the San Francisco 49ers. Batman 29, you don't love this team enough, Jason.
Batman just cooked me.
Ray McCloud revenge game against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Ray Alexander.
But hold on.
I cried.
Can we not overlook the fact that Kyle Shanahan is literally bringing him back for the vibes? Because he was supposed to be out 8 weeks with a broken wrist.
Kurt Sampson.
And
McCloud not playing.
Now he's cleared to play. He's off the injury report.
No, this is all Ray. This is all Ray saying
Ray wants to get you guys.
No, he doesn't. And he is really, really good friends with a lot of our receivers, still outside of 49ers. I think he just wants to be back and play I've never been to Heinz Field, but that stadium is electric. And Ray probably wants to be back and be around those fans and also see 49ers fans in that stadium. And I bet he said, you're going to put me in, coach. I don't want it to be a revenge game. I cried when Mike Hilton did not return, and I cried when Ray did not return. Those two hurt me.
I love that.
I gotta say, I could not care less that Ray McCloud is playing.
I love him.
Speaking of violently mid, Ray McCloud.
Wow.
Now, I have a personal vendetta, by the way, against Ray McCloud. This is inside
49ers podcast is the perfect place to use this.
So I had we had agreed to do an interview thing that I had with Ray McCloud, and we set up a time, everything, all the fun stuff. Got it all set up, sent it to his respective people to have him in. We agreed on the date and everything, and then guess who sat in a StreamYard like we are in right now for an hour waiting for Ray McCloud, and he never showed. Respectfully, I don't give a fuck about Ray McCloud.
Damn, dare I say you are the CM Punk to Ray McCloud's Young Bucks. Anybody else have a good Hoops revenge game? Those are the only two names I had.
Real quick, let's get to no, I've got a really good one. Hold on.
What's your
Lisa Zhang, I hope I'm saying this right. Jimmy G equals Superman after football. He's got the chin for it. Whose revenge game is it? Javon Hargrave.
No.
Oh. Okay.
Javon Hargrave. Steelers legend, Javon Hargrave.
I'm an idiot. See, I used the list. I used the way I did this was I went to Immaculate Grid and used their little tool of 49ers and Steelers. Hargrave hasn't played a game for the 49ers yet, so he hasn't popped up on.
I lost the Immaculate Grid because of that bullshit. I had it right. It was Philly and the Niners, and I put Hargrave, and that shit said it was wrong, and I'm like, he's on the team.
He hasn't played enough for the Niners yet. All right, so there you go. Hargrave, Ray McCloud, Quan Alexander, Hoops revenge game.
I'm a big Javon Hargrave guy, by the way, and
I am too. I'm very excited.
Apparently, there was a thing where. Apparently there was a thing where he was getting recruitment pitches from the Browns to go there, and he didn't want to go there. So,
what? All right. So a little context for the people that don't know: I do State of the Franchise with Brad Graham every single week, and I alluded to the fact that back during my jersey wearing days, where I wore a size 60 jersey for no stupid reason other than it was the fashion at the time, that I had a Donovan McNabb jersey with a green Eagles hat. Not because I'm rooting for the Eagles, because that shit is cold and it was green and everything. And my eyes are green and it makes the green pop out. And now everybody just has alluded to the fact that I'm a double agent Eagles guy or whatever at the same time. Yeah, I know Andrew.
There's a double agent Seahawk fan going around 49ers Twitter too. Jay's, let's get to predictions. Oh, go ahead, Melissa.
The revenge game is Kwan Alexander.
Quan? Yeah, hell yeah. I mean, look, I will tell you this.
That's the revenge game.
When Kyle Shanahan loves you as a player, it's deep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. And he literally signed Quan the day he was available to do it. And he did it with Javon Hargrave. He did it with Mooney. He did it with Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
Gross.
Literally, if he super gross. If he loves you, he loves you.
Mm-hmm.
No one loves a person or a player more than Kyle Shanahan when he gets in his head. I mean, for God's sakes, can we talk about the fucking Athletic article that came out today? That the San Francisco 49ers, Kyle Shanahan offered the number 3 overall pick.
We're looking at this so backwards, though, because, yes, it's phenomenally stupid that he offered the 3rd overall pick for Kirk Cousins.
But Washington didn't answer.
Only to be out-stupided by Washington not responding.
If I'm Washington, I am packing Kirk Cousins' shit and sending him there immediately. And you know what Washington would have done? They wouldn't have taken Solomon Thomas there. Yeah. They would have probably taken Deshaun Watson or Patrick Mahomes or something.
Or traded up for Mitch Trubisky.
Well, it's insane to me that Kyle Shanahan just has it in his mind about players. That's why I literally sent out the tweet today. Brock Purdy, if you're watching, and I know you are, because it's Friday, September 8th, and you've got, you're watching us.
Nothing to do in Pittsburgh.
You're not preparing the game in 2 days. I'm looking at you. Lock this shit in so we don't have to hear about Kirk Cousins ever again, and we don't have to know that Kyle wants Kirk Cousins. I'm looking right at you, buddy. Lock it in. Play all the games. Play every single game. Play it at a high level. Do not allow Kirk Cousins to be a discussion this offseason. If you want pressure, this is your pressure. Get it done. Please, Brock Purdy, please be our guy going forward because I'm tired of it. And if you don't, then all it opens it up for is an offseason of us talking about Kirk Cousins signing with you. Please. All
right. There it is, the plea not to sign Kirk Cousins. Let's get to it. Predictions. 49ers, Steelers, Sunday, 10 a.m. West Coast time, 1 o'clock East Coast time. We'll go Melissa first, Andrew second, Jarrett third, and we'll close it out with main event Jay Aponte. Melissa, who's winning on Sunday?
Steelers 27-21.
Wow.
What's the reason? Give me the reason behind it. I'll give you a little leeway to explain the reasoning behind it.
I don't think it's going to be super high scoring, but I don't think it's going to be super low scoring. If the Steelers offense were really smart, they would just charge at Bosa nonstop and wear him out a little bit. But I think that because the offenses are so strong and the defenses are so strong, it's going to be like high scoring, but not that high scoring. Okay. It's going to be within a score.
Perfect. Steelers 27, 49ers 21. Jason, can we take this Gammon question after dark? Maybe?
Real quick. Well, Gammon, I'm going to leave it up. As long as Melissa and Jarrett are cool.
Yeah, we'll get to it after the predictions. We'll say
So what SRO is, sometimes we have some fun, and this feels like the perfect time to do it.
Yeah.
We do After Dark, where we end the show for the audio listeners. We're going to play the music, and then we come back, and then, we
just
answer.
Hang out.
We vibe. We have vibe. As long as you guys are
whatever you want.
As long as you guys are good with it, then
I'm cool, man.
You guys can hang out as long as if you guys got to go somewhere 10 minutes.
If you guys got to go for it. 100%. But Gammon, we'll save that for after. 100%.
It's only 6:30 here in San Diego. So
we know
it's 6:30. 6:30 in Sacramento.
Yeah.
Isn't it Saint Diego? No, it's what the Anchorman thing, because Andrew doesn't know.
I know Anchorman. A whale's
vagina. A whale's vagina. Get it.
Listen, in 98 career games, Kyle Shanahan's 49ers have averaged 24.5 points per game. In 6 career week 1 games, the 49ers offense under Kyle Shanahan has averaged 20 points per game. They don't score much week 1. If you take out the 41-point outburst they had in 2021 against the Lions, that number is down to 16 points per game in week 1. I'm going to be at that 21 number. I think the Niners defense holds on Sunday, though. I'm going to go 21-17. I'm going to go 21 49ers. Steelers 17. Jarrett Bailey, what you got?
I will go Steelers 20, 49ers 17. And depending on how much it rains, I might take it down to like 16, 13, 17, 14, that range. We know that Mike Tomlin teams don't necessarily try to outscore you. They try to hold you to fewer points. Yeah. And that's what they're going to do. I think that Brock Purdy, we didn't see a ton of him. He hasn't had a lot of reps from throughout preseason and whatnot. That elbow is still suspect. I like what I see from the Steelers. That said, they are playing a very good Niners defense that will limit them a little bit offensively. And here's a little fun. Wouldn't it be great if we take a little drive down Narrative Street? Deontay Johnson, first touchdown scorer. I don't know what the betting odds for that are right now. I'm going to have to check. But it's something that I'm very tempted on putting money on. So I'll say 2017 Steelers right now. But depending on the rain, I think that score could come down. Regardless, bet the under.
Main event, Jay Aponte, close out the show, baby.
Oh, let's do it, man. Honestly, man, look.
Realistically.
No, this is realistically.
Realistically, 49ers 100, Steelers 2.
Okay.
What is it? I don't want to date myself with the this SNL reference. 49ers 364, Steelers 7. Okay, all right. All right. That's the Bears reference from SNL. No, this is going to be a tightly contested game. It's going to come down to who can make more plays at the end of the game and throughout the game. But if I'm looking roster to roster, coaches to coaches, rain, everything, I've got to lean the 49ers winning 21-17. I do. And bet the under, folks. So what is it? 41 and a half, Jared?
41 and a half.
41 and a half, Jared Bailey?
Yeah. California, I don't know.
Yeah, you live in California, and I don't understand why they don't give you guys rights, but 41 and a half, 41 and a half. So for me, I've got the 49ers winning this game. I wouldn't be able to walk down the street, be my 49er Twitter persona without rooting for them. I'll be honest with you, man. If Nick Bosa wasn't playing in this game, I wouldn't bet the 49ers. But Nick Bosa is going to play in this game. Yeah, that's really what's kind of changed this for me. But I've got it 21-17. And I think the fact that we possibly could see 22 starters on both sides of the ball, all healthy at the same time.
It's amazing.
It's something that's unheard of. Mm-hmm. It's completely unheard of for the 49ers. So I'm going to, just take the homer pick. Yeah, let's go. 21-17.
Love it. All right. Well, before we get out of here, haven't had a chance to. Melissa, Jarrett, can you all plug where everybody can find you? Melissa, we'll start with you. Where can we find you?
What do you mean, on Twitter?
On Twitter, whatever you want to, literally anything you want to plug in this.
I'm on Twitter. I have to look at what is my oh, wait. Find me on Twitter, mdrizzy22.
Hell yeah.
Just follow it, so there you go.
I love it. Melissa Drake, M. Drizzy. Oh, my God. I just learned that today.
Yeah.
Love it. Jarrett, where can we find you?
Jarrett, they know where to fucking find you, Jarrett. Tell them where the 49 fans could direct their hate to you after the Niners win.
Even if they don't know where to find me, I'm sure soon that they will. At J Bailey NFL on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
It's X now.
Bunch of fun stuff throughout the NFL season. Power rankings on USA Today. Behind the Steel Curtain for SB Nation. So bunch of fun stuff.
Hold on, Jarrett. How many teams do you cover, bro?
I cover the league nationally for USA Today, and then Steelers stuff for SB Nation.
Nice.
Beautiful. All right. Well, we are going to get out of here. Well, we're not yet because we're going to do After Dark. So
stay on the stream.
For those of you who have never been here for an After Dark, stay on after the credit. We're just going to hang out, talk football, talk whatever you guys want to. But as tradition, I asked Jason Aponte a question. He says his thing. I say my thing. We end it. Jason Aponte, as always.
Let's fucking go Niners. We got a football game on Sunday. Oh, my God.
It's real glass. Cry me a river.
Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. Welcome, everybody.
We are live.
My name is Jason Aponte.
I am Andrew Pasquini.
We're working. That's it. We're working over here. That's it. Let's go Niners.
Let's go Niners. Sprint Ride Option Podcast. All right, we are here. It's after dark. So Jarrett, Melissa, you guys haven't done one of these yet. We hang out, talk about really whatever the people in the comments want to talk about. If you have anything you're itching to talk about, it doesn't have to be 49er related. It doesn't have to be anything related. I guess the best way to really introduce it is Gammon's question here. Off-topic question for everyone in the panel. Current favorite show that's streaming. What's the last song you listened to on an app, and favorite movie? I'll start. Jason, my answer should be pretty obvious for current show I'm watching. Jason should know this. What We Do in the Shadows. It's a Taika Waititi joint on FX.
Point to the thing right over your shoulder.
Oh yeah, dude. I got my. It's too dark now, but I got my Jackie Daytona photo. I had a plumber ask me if that's a picture of my uncle, and I said no, that is a photo of a fictional character in a TV show. But no. So What We Do in the Shadows. Good show. Good little comedy. It's about vampires living in present day Staten Island. It's a mockumentary like The Office. Last song I listened to, I don't know, something. Oh no, here I got you. Rush by Styx. The jig is up, the music's out.
I thought it was Doja.
It's definitely Olivia Rodrigo. Get out of here, buddy. She dropped a new album, classic, last night.
Sorry.
Favorite movie? Probably Everywhere, Anything, All at Once. There you go, wow. Melissa. Show you're watching, song you listen to, favorite movie.
I don't know, you guys. I recently just blew through a lot of shows. I watch a lot of shows. So I don't know because I think I just finished them.
Melissa, one of your current favorite shows, any of them.
Well, I don't know. I have to think. Can someone go?
I'll go.
Go.
All right, I'll go. Look, current favorite show that I'm streaming right now is The League. Because of fantasy football.
Yes.
That's it.
That's a top 5 show of all time.
That's sorry, words. That's no longer on air, right? They're no longer.
No, they've been done. No. It doesn't have to be something that's current. We live in an age now where there are people that are waking up in 2023 and watching The Sopranos.
I know. I haven't seen it.
I haven't either. I'm bad at Italian. I've never seen Sopranos.
I envy you, and I wish, I hope you watch it. It's great. But current favorite show that's streaming right now, I've been watching The League. I've been enjoying that. The last song I listened to on an app
Bongos
is, oh my goodness, man, I don't want to say this. Well, whatever. It's After Dark. It's Peaches and Eggplants by what's his name? It's who's the artist that sings it? Yeah, no, hold on. I'm gonna look it up right now because it's so good.
Is the Mario Brothers?
No, it's Peaches and Eggplants called
Young Nutty
and 21 Savage. It's not safe for work. I probably wouldn't listen to that in front of my parents. In any way. She wrote that down. She just looked and wrote it down. And then my favorite movie of all time, man, that's really hard. Because I'm a big Martin Scorsese fan. I am someone who loves all of his movies. I could say today it's Wolf of Wall Street. I could say tomorrow it's Casino. I could say, 3 days down the line that it's Goodfellas. So I think today what I will land on is Wolf of Wall Street because I identify with the way that Jordan Belfort speaks, and hopefully some of that idea of him speaking is kind of what's giving me my my little growth here on here. That's it. So yeah.
I don't really watch a lot of shows right now, but
you're a liar. Your favorite show is AEW Dynamite.
Does that count?
And I'm just messing with you.
Yeah. But in terms of shows that I've watched recently that I've really liked, Ricky Gervais has 2 shows on Netflix that are both phenomenal. Derek and Afterlife. They'll make you laugh very hard. They'll make you cry. They're fantastic. My favorite show of all time though is Vampire Diaries. So if you want an insight on what I like,
I knew that's when I first met Jarrett. That was kind of what he led with.
I think that's the first question I ever asked Jason Aponte.
Oh yeah. When I met Jarrett had the long earring with the cross.
Oh, I'm still wearing it.
He still got it. Yeah. And I just was oh damn, it takes a certain type of man. Not me. I can't do it. He can do it. I can't do it. But yeah, he talked about Vampire Diaries immediately.
Yeah, so that's my favorite show of all time. I also like Peacemaker and the Harley Quinn animated show they're streaming right now. Both of them are
Oh,
great.
so good. So good.
What was the other one? Recent song that I listened to. I watched the music video for "Sign of Life" by Motionless in White because that came out today and it was really good. And then
you haven't listened to the new Olivia Rodrigo project yet?
No. I can honestly say I haven't.
Only me.
And then One Last Cigarette by the band Camino is one that I listen to regularly.
Okay.
It's a very good song. And then movies.
Halloween 2.
Halloween 4 is actually my favorite Halloween.
You have a
what's that? Season of the Witch?
No. Season of the Witch is 3.
Okay.
Halloween 4 is probably my favorite Halloween movie. Wedding Crashers in the conversation.
Hell yeah. That's why I DM'd you the link and I said you get your ass to that podcast.
Yeah, no, don't worry. I understood what you were saying. Yeah,
I'm glad you get your ass to that podcast at 8:15, pal.
What other movies do I really like? I mean, yeah, it's the basic dude answer, but Goodfellas is up there. The Irishman is really good.
Irishman is incredible.
It's very good. So, but yeah, I think Halloween 4 might be my favorite. I recently watched La La Land, and the ending ripped my heart out and tap danced all over it. I bawled like a baby. I was so upset.
So hold on, I want to take back my Scorsese take about the movies. Whiplash is my favorite movie of all time. Whiplash. I think. What, you've never seen Whiplash, Jarrett Bailey?
I haven't.
I've never seen Whiplash either.
Andrew Pasquini, you've never seen Whiplash? Melissa Drake, have you seen Whiplash? Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Who's in it?
Okay.
Yeah, who's in it?
J.K. Simmons and Miles Teller.
Okay, I know
J.K.
that.
Simmons. J.K. Simmons won. I know won an Oscar.
Yes.
J.K. Simmons won the Oscar for that role.
Is that drummer movie?
It's not a drummer movie. If you like La La Land, then you love Whiplash. Like
I'm not trying to shit on it, but is that the scene? No.
Movie about Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone falling in love, but then
that movie made me bawl
Whiplash. Whiplash is literally one of the best movies I've ever. I mean, and it's my favorite. And that's it. You know what? Today's the day. September 8th on Friday.
February.
Because I'm already thinking about the 49ers
Steelers
being
and
there.
Niners are meeting in
Niners.
Bowl.
We're already there. Whiplash, man. Whiplash is my favorite. Melissa, you pushed it off.
I'll give another shout to a really good movie real quick. Grand Budapest Hotel.
Loved it. You're a big Wes Anderson guy.
Wes Anderson can do no wrong.
I didn't see anything Asteroid City, but I saw a video on Twitter of like the aliens and the sky song, and I'm like, I need to see that movie. But Melissa, you dipped out on favorite TV shows. So now that we've thrown
Melissa, it's you're up.
You're up.
So, I just finished. I'll just do what I just finished.
That
Lincoln
works.
Lawyer on Netflix.
Is that Netflix?
Season 1 was a while ago, and I just finished season 2, which is really good. I will say one of my favorite series I've ever watched, and I watch a lot of television, was Jury Duty. I don't know if you saw Jury Duty on Prime Video.
Okay.
Shit was hilarious. Jason, have you heard of Jury Duty?
No, I haven't. But I mean, if you're recommending it, then
God!
I'm gonna go look at it. Yeah.
So they just was released like I don't know, not even a year ago. They had this guy from San Diego. He thought he was doing a documentary as a juror, but it was staged, the whole thing. So he goes through this trial, and he like the whole time thinks like there's no way in hell that we are in this trial, and all the jurors, everyone knows that this is fake except for him.
Okay.
And it's
Melissa, make sure you get your money from Amazon too, because you're getting people to sign up for Prime now. You just sold Prime right now.
It's so good. The James Marsden is like the producer of it.
Cyclops?
That's his show. And it's really, please look it up. It's so good. Every episode I had tears down my face. I was crying, laughing so hard. And then at the very end, they revealed to him that the whole thing was staged. It was just so fucking funny.
Great.
So yeah, you got to check that out. Favorite movie? I don't know. I like a lot of things. Murder. I like a lot of things. Like
here we go.
Murder guy. I'm a big murder guy. Not a murderer, but a murder guy.
I don't know if you've ever seen Primal Fear.
Yes.
I like things that are like psychological.
Yes.
So that's like one of my tops.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm just not a action movies. So I
Hold
don't.
on. Can I ask you a question,
Yeah.
Melissa, real quick?
Yeah.
Do you watch a lot of like true documentaries?
All the time.
Yeah. So
I'm more of a pod.
are you preparing to like murder someone and get away with it, or are you just
So
are you just into like understanding the mind?
Yeah, Jason, 100%. This is something she's going to admit to on YouTube.com.
I want to make sure.
I want
you know what?
1,000% planning to murder.
But you know what? Hold on. Bay Area media needs to hold Kyle Shanahan accountable. I want to hold Melissa accountable just a little bit, just to see like what's going on.
Definitely, there are some people that like. I'm a big, hey, men, divorce your wife, don't murder her, you're gonna get caught, kind of thing. But I'm more so intrigued because I'm really small. I'm 5'2". I'm more of like, how am I going to avoid being murdered? How am I going to avoid not being kidnapped? Because that's like my biggest fear.
So you're actually using them to save yourself from here. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. I'm so intrigued by like the mind of a serial killer too and all that other stuff. But yeah, no, I'm not looking for any tips and things like that. But I can probably carry a body because that's what you learned.
Jarrett,
Yes.
Jarrett, you don't watch any true docs, anything like that? Like not at all, true murder docs. Like you love slasher films.
Yeah, no. Occasionally, I'll watch a little bit of the true crime stuff. Trying to think of, I can't remember the names of. It's mostly just like YouTube stuff. It's just like a YouTube true crime.
Here we go.
I can get into it though. They're all right.
This is it. Now let's go. Andrew Pasquini, take it from here.
So Jared, first of all, first thing I want to say about this one is favorite wrestler entrance songs. I was in the Philippines in May. Okay. And I'm watching, just flipping around the channels, and they had.
And Dawson, we're gonna get to yours in a sec. Like Dawson, I got you.
I'm laying there. I'm in the Philippines. I'm watching some Philippine basketball league. It's like 11 o'clock at night. And you know how when like they go to commercials here, they play a song, whatever, like Monday dun dun da da da, whatever. I'm just laying there, a little drunk, had a lot of Henny that night, and they go to commercial.
Henny. And that man would not drink Henny at all. Like if he was home.
No, I wouldn't. And I'm watching it. They go to commercial. And I hear dun dun na 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 na, and it's MJF's entrance song. Apparently that song is royalty free.
Yep, complete. It's a royalty free.
Just like
song,
the Hardy Boys. Anyways, favorite wrestler entrance songs. I love Triple H's entire catalog. Like all his from the first the it's on whatever that is to DX, obviously, to the game. Having Motorhead do your entrance theme is an all-time flex.
I agree.
So Triple H is up there, but if we're talking currently, man, I like Jungle Boy with Beethoven's whatever symphony going on right now. I like that.
Like that?
It's fun because it's the very much opposite of Tarzan Boy, where the crowd should sing. So Jared, I'll let you. Judas stinks, man. Judas stinks. I don't care.
Poor Melissa. She's sitting here like having to ask a question about something.
I liked Judas for like the first 3 years. The last like year of it, I'm like, all right, it's kind of over.
That's fair.
Personal favorites, I'll always like No More Words. Jeff Hardy's one, just because Jeff Hardy's my favorite wrestler of all time.
No way, Jeff Hardy's your favorite. You've never mentioned that once.
Yeah, he's my favorite wrestler of all time.
Oh no, joking. You mention it all the time. I love you, Jared. Jared, I want you to know.
Tell you.
I just want you to know. Listen, I think this is the thing. I'm an asshole to Jared on Twitter, but I am because I love him. And we're the same person. I don't think people realize that when I'm very sarcastic with them on social media, it means I love them, and people aren't ready for it.
That's the thing is they don't know your humor. And I actually have a really good answer to this until once Jared's done. So like I actually have a really good answer.
So No More Words, Jeff Hardy's theme, but I Walk Alone. Batista's is fucking goated.
Yeah.
Glorious, Bobby Roode.
That was a fun one.
I will pop every time I hear Glorious.
The DIY Glorious bombs randomly popped up on my timeline the other day.
Me too. I got flooded with them. I totally forgot about those being a thing. Edges is always going to be, and anytime I hear On This Day, I go, what's that song called? Actually, it's not called On This Day. Metalingus. That's what it is.
Metalingus, Alter Bridge. Yes.
Yeah. So there's Shinsuke's anytime his violin.
That's the thing. It's like we're gonna list 20 and we're gonna forget about 90 of them.
Yeah. Can I give a hot take though about one? Yeah. The only take away the glass shattering from Stone Cold's entrance.
Stone Cold, I knew it. How did I know that you were literally gonna piss off every single person who loves?
I got one harder that Jason will get more angry at. You take away if you smell.
Hey, you know what? Fuck off the both of you. Honestly, yeah. At this point,
Jason, what's your pick?
Rock and Stone Cold each have the first 3 seconds of their entrance song are the only thing that matters.
The only thing that matters. But hold on. It's because no one cares about the song. You just want to see them walking out. That's what you want to hear. And that's because they're so transcendent.
Chris Jericho hasn't figured that one out.
Well, hold on. Mine was Y2J. The break the walls down. Yeah, break the walls down. Like when he's he's literally standing there. Mine is Y2J. Like that's what y'all got me fucked up. We haven't even mentioned. I literally was going into how I thought Chris Jericho is not only one, the most underrated wrestler, that two, his intro is the most underrated of all time. And
Chris Jericho is one of the GOATs. I'm a Chris Jericho fan.
Yeah.
We've gone this long without even mentioning that there's a wrestling song out there. That
Melissa.
I'm just a sexy boy. Sexy boy.
No, that's it. It's too far. Melissa, you don't like wrestling at all.
No.
Right? I hear you.
Jared and I haven't grown up.
I haven't grown into the same thing, but I will say this: Andrew Pasquini has pushed me to watch more and more wrestling. I will say this. Yeah, hold on. I was just about to say that. Thank you, Andrew Pasquini. Bad Bunny doing Chambea in Puerto Rico. I'm Puerto Rican. Just in case anybody doesn't know. But for him to have that whole stadium literally singing every single word to that song, and then him not just being a guy who was just there for whatever, he actually wrestled. Bad Bunny is the reason that I care about that. Chambea is incredible.
Jared didn't like it. Jared didn't like Bad Bunny wrestling because it wasn't on AEW TV.
Shut up. Here, let me say this about Bad Bunny.
That was such a pure shut up. I loved it.
That was. He's absolutely by far the greatest celebrity crossover wrestler. You could say Logan Paul
easily, hands down. He's the one. Look, dude. After he wrestled, right, and he fell off of that stage, he went on and he said, "Oh my God, I'm hurt." He said, "I'm hurt. All that shit hurts." No matter what you want to say about wrestling, Melissa. All right,
brother.
Melissa, let's pivot.
Final bonus entrance though. Anytime Bryan Danielson enters to the final countdown.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let's pivot to something that's a little bit more
not wrestling.
Yeah, 49ers stuff.
I just don't understand.
It's okay.
Me neither. About it.
Me neither. Melissa, your favorite Pittsburgh Steelers player or your favorite player in the NFL?
I don't like to be asked this question.
Okay.
Because it's really hard for me. So
your favorite current, so your favorite current of Pittsburgh Steelers and your favorite all time, if you can.
So my favorite all times, it's really hard because I absolutely love Hines Ward. I have every Hines Ward jersey. Love him. I have all of James Harrison's jersey. I love James Harrison. Paul Malu, Ryan Clark, all of those. Ike Taylor. So the defense of however many years ago, I have all their jerseys. Those are my favorite players, my heart. But let's see here. I'm a huge Emmanuel Sanders fan. He's probably one of my all-time favorites, and I know he had like a minor role with the Steelers. I know he was with the 49ers.
Never once was overthrown.
Yes, he was.
I don't remember.
He
what
brought
overthrow
it
are you talking
He
about?
brought it up. Yeah, go ahead. Keep going.
What is this?
Are football players just wholesome vegans who follow a workout routine and are better Christians or are they juicing? Percentage of players using stimulants and roids. Sometimes I think maybe I pray wrong. Shout out to Gammon.
What?
Yeah, you heard him? You heard what he said?
Thank you for the donation, Gammon. I appreciate it.
Hold on. I'll read it again. Are football players just wholesome vegans who follow a workout routine and are better Christians?
I got it.
Or are they juicing? Percentage of players who use stimulants and roids. Sometimes I think maybe I pray wrong.
I would say the percentage of players using roids in the NFL are lower than anybody thinks. I think it's less than 1%.
They can't get away with that.
Most of this shit is just genetics. Like,
yeah, majority. Dude, the way players train now, it's yes, wholesome vegan. I lean towards the wholesome vegan who follow a workout routine. That's a better answer than the juicing.
Yeah.
What's his who's the guy? What's oh my gosh, the receiver for Seattle. I think he was born that way. Metcalf, yeah. I mean, he's just a machine.
Yeah. What's his diet? Skittles.
Just candy and shit. Candy and coffee.
Which is absurd to me.
You know.
Yeah.
It's more or less my diet. I just don't have the NFL workout.
Low key, I've gone like 3 or 4 weeks where I'm just drinking nothing but coffee and water.
That doesn't sound healthy.
Trying to lose a little bit, like from what I've got, and it doesn't work. So maybe DK Metcalf is on something.
I fast if you want to try that.
Jerry, you're trying. We spoke at the combine about this. I don't want to eat meals. I want to have coffee and I want to just drink water and I'm going to lose weight. And I'm like, lose weight from Jarrett. You're as skinny as I am.
I don't know, man. Body image is a real thing.
It is 100%. 100%.
So I think that's.
I know dad bods are in.
They are.
I'm not trying to be.
That was an enthusiastic. They are.
But I'm not trying to be at the beach looking crazy with my stomach all out. Like, that's how I'm looking.
Amen.
No woman wants to feel like the man has a better body than her. So she wants a man with a dad bod unless it's really important to her to have some chiseled guy. But no woman wants the guy to look better than her in bed.
I literally just wrote all that down, Melissa.
I'm just telling you.
Just wrote all that down. Yeah, 100%.
This is what After Dark is.
This is what After Dark is. 100%. This is what After Dark is. 100%.
Oh, I've missed this tweet so much. Schefter 24 minutes ago. I mean, not the context of it, but just Schefter listing all the players out on Sunday.
I was going to tell
on a Friday night. He just 638 players out on Sunday include DJ Shark, Jeff Okuda, Christian Watson, John Mechie, Jimmy Ward, Marlon Humphrey, Joseph Asai, Chandler Jones, Kelvin Beachum, Cooper Kupp, Jamal Adams, Teron Armstead, Jack Jones, and Traquan Smith. I miss waking up at 3 a.m. on a Sunday to like 400 tweets from Rappaport and Schefter. We're back.
Can I ask a football question whenever you guys get a chance?
No, let's go.
Absolutely. Whenever you want.
Okay. I'm having a really hard time. So I like to bet. I like to spend money on games, parlays.
Okay.
I'm having a very, very, very hard time. It kind of changed when I saw that Watson was out. Are like the Bears supposed to be really good?
I'm staying away from that game.
I'm not touching that game.
I don't
want to touch that game. I don't gamble.
I'll tell you the games. I'll tell you the games 100% right now.
I already bet.
I'm all in on Ravens. They're gonna win.
Washington's
gonna win. Yeah, 2. I think I took Philly and Jacksonville. Those are the 4 games that I know the most about. And a 14 parlay seems good. Washington is going to beat the dog shit out of Arizona. The Ravens are going to whip ass. And the same thing like we just talked about with the other 2. Like, those are the only games that I feel super good. I'm not even betting on the 49ers Steelers.
No, you shouldn't, first of all.
No, I'm staying away from that.
Okay, but so here's the thing. So I wasn't trying to, like, spend money on any of the games. Like, for instance, I'm having a hard time. Who's going to win between the Saints and it's not Titans, Saints and whoever they're playing. I'm even
the Saints. The Saints are playing the Saints. Right? Yeah, okay. for the first time, Derrick Henry is going to face the Saints.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
For the first time in his career, he's going to face the Saints.
Crazy.
That's a stat that sounds insane, but
that's
it's true.
Crazy to me.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm having a hard time, and I'm in a pick'em league with a 49ers fan. And he invited me to his league, and I'm like, shit, well, I don't know what to do because I can't figure out like what to do with the Bears and the Packers. And I'm like on the Jordan Love train. Sorry, I'm on the train. But when I saw Watson was out, I was like, no. And then I just can't take Chicago seriously. I can't. So I don't know what to do. And then also,
I think the Saints still find a way to get it done against Tennessee. But if you're picking a survivor pick, Melissa,
I'm not.
Okay.
It's like a weekly. But so I chose the Lions to win last night.
So look at you.
I know. So I'm really good about this stuff, and I usually pick right. And I usually survive at the end of my survivor leagues. Like, this is the one thing I'm good at. But I'm having a very hard time with and then also, sorry guys, I'm choosing the Raiders over the Broncos. Or is that a wrong move?
That's another
Jimmy G only wins.
Jimmy G is gonna beat the Broncos, and all those people that talk shit that were Raiders fans, like, oh my god, I can't believe that we signed Jimmy G, are going to have to repent. And I can't wait for it.
I liked Nick Mullins way better. He was good. Look at his face.
You would have hated our podcast in 2020 because that's more or less what we started on. No, listen.
Sorry.
Quarterback
Saint Christmas, Santa Claus.
Look, man. Melissa, I'm gonna tell you this.
I can't help it.
No, I think a lot of 49er fans got it in their mind that anybody would be better than Jimmy Garoppolo. Anybody. And I think you realize pretty quickly that's not anybody.
No.
It has to be a certain all right, Jarrett. I'm going to go to you now. You fought tooth and nail at the idea that we were making fun of you for having Jimmy Garoppolo start for your team because you have a team that's ready to go. You fought tooth and nail about that against that shit. You have fought against that. Jimmy's, as long as he plays, he's gonna put you in a spot to win the games.
No, he's
Jarrett.
not. Sorry, keep going. Go, Jared.
I think a lot of it was his situation.
Who's better, Jimmy Garoppolo or Kenny Pickett?
They're two different players.
Right now,
I don't know. No. We're not doing that. We're gonna ask a question. We're gonna ask a dead ass question today in week 1. If you were asking your team to start a quarterback, I don't want to hear about different players. Jimmy Garoppolo or Kenny Pickett?
I don't think there's a wrong answer, but I would say Kenny.
Wow. I wouldn't.
Is Kenny Garoppolo really healthy?
I wouldn't.
Is he really healthy?
I think that Jimmy.
That's half the fun of the Jimmy Garoppolo question is he really like you're just naming all these things that are giving me flashbacks right now.
I'm sorry.
You're asking again, Jimmy do it? Is he good enough to lead a team? These are all questions I've asked myself
but
thousands of times.
Here's the thing. But I think the problem with this is the discussion is because they're so close in margins, right? And what your team is looking for. If I'm a team that's building and trying to figure out what I have with the Steelers, I can understand the whole I want to see what Pickett's got because you already know what Jimmy is. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that Jimmy's being disrespected at a level where they're just like, oh, I take Ryan Tannehill or this. No, the fuck I wouldn't. No, the fuck I would not. No, the fuck I wouldn't. I would not take a lot of quarterbacks over Jimmy Garoppolo. That's what I'm talking about.
I think that Jimmy's fine. It's just I think that there's a very clear and hard ceiling on what you're going to be getting into. Like I think Kenny can go a little bit off platform,
and that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It's like
he's athletic and will run with.
If you choose Kenny, you're choosing to figure out what he has. But in terms of like quarterbacks that are there, it's like I heard a lot of shit about. Well, Jimmy shouldn't start over. Who's the kid from the Raiders that he moved on?
Hey,
no, the other guy, the guy who like played.
He did really well.
He played the Niners. He played the Niners really well. What's his name?
So good. He was a rookie. I don't know his name, but
last year?
Yeah, last year when he lit up the Niners defense with the Raiders.
Oh, Jarrett Stidham.
Jarrett Stidham. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if Jerry Garoppolo is better than Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah,
I know for a fact. I know for a fact that he's better. Well, that's all I would say. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Okay. Maybe I have this wrong, but I'm just gonna say it because I mean you've seen me on Twitter. I don't give a shit. I just say what I really
I know. I love it.
But I've always questioned, does Jimmy want to play football? Like you see most of the quarterbacks in the league and they have like a fire. They want to win. You see it. You see leadership. I just feel like Kittle has like portrayed Jimmy as like doesn't respond to us, doesn't give a shit about us. You know, and I know it's a joke and it's playful, but like I don't think I've seen Jimmy have like any fire during the game. And maybe to me, that's like, okay, well, maybe he could be next level, really good, and maybe taken seriously if it kind of looked that way. And that could be way off base and wrong. But to me, it's just like, does he even want to play? Like, why is he still in the league?
Well, why? I think the reason you feel like that is because the man is literally the most beautiful man that anybody's ever seen in the world. Melissa, he's not attractive?
No, honestly, like, no. I'm trying to think of like who's really attractive in the NFL. What? Really?
Melissa
was hot.
Melissa.
He doesn't even have facial hair.
Melissa. He does have facial hair. He does have facial hair. Oh, so facial hair matters.
Yes.
Okay, Melissa, let me tell you something. I am a person who is very new with their media credentials, all of those things, and getting close to players. Literally, the time that I first was able to be within 5 feet of Jimmy Garoppolo, I literally said, my goodness, that is the most handsome man I've ever seen in my entire life. And literally, he looked at me and I just was like, I don't know what to say, man. Look, again, I don't know what to say. If we're going to talk about football stuff, we can talk about that. Handsome man? My goodness, man. This man gets to walk into a bar and be like, you, and you, let's get out of here.
Not me.
Not you, Melissa, clearly. Not clear. Yeah, Melissa's going to be like, I'm straight.
I'm good. No, he's too pretty. He's too nonchalant. Give me Travis Kelce, who's batshit crazy.
No, hold up. But Travis Kelce with the beard or with the mustache?
Give it to me all. I'll take all of it.
Oh no! See. But you just said Jimmy with no beard.
No, Jimmy is a no. And then beard, no Jimmy. I just don't find him attractive. Travis Kelce, yes. That's hot. I don't know. Okay. Jimmy's just too pretty. I don't like pretty.
Go, Andrew. No. Go, Jarrett.
I mean, I don't know. I'm punching above my weight class with the girl I'm talking to, so I don't really. I'm fine. I'm chilling.
No, I mean, and listen. You're not. You know why? Because you're valid, and you're an incredible personality.
I'm Kenough.
You're Kenough. Yes, exactly.
You have a beautiful face, and your facial hair is incredible.
You're open enough.
All right, look. Let's take. Now that we're completely off the rails, let's take Gavin's donation. What makes you more upset? A, someone hating in your DMs and unsubbing, or
What's
B,
like
unsubscribing to your unfollowing you, anything like that. Or B, what you say may be taken out of context, and I'll pass this to someone else. Yeah, so Melissa, you go first then. Yeah.
B. Someone can hate in my DM. No one actually pops up into my DMs, which is great. I don't have those horror stories. And so someone can hate in my DMs all they want. I'm just not going to respond. Unsubbing me, unfollowing me, I don't give a shit. I say a lot of things that make people unfollow me. But being taken out of context is the worst because I really hate being misunderstood.
Yep.
There's nothing worse than being misunderstood, especially I feel like I'm a pretty strong communicator. And so sometimes like my actions and my words might be taken out of context. And when I try to explain it, people won't listen. So by far don't want to be taken out of context.
Yeah. No, not enough people are my DMs in general. So I just nobody's hating in my DMs because nobody's in my DMs. So I don't like to be taken out of context. It's really
Jarrett Bailey, what's up with your DMs? Being a 49ers Twitter celebrity,
the QT Marshall of 49ers Twitter. Dare I say?
It's I don't get too much from like 49ers fans too much. It's usually just
a lot of barks and no bite.
Who do I really? I mean, Dolphins fans, obviously.
Look, Melissa, that's for you.
Like last year, Dolphins fans a decent amount. Saints fans for a little bit. It's a little bit of a mixture. People get in my DMs.
If you
are people mean?
No, but
People are dicks about it, but like it doesn't.
No,
I chose B. Like I don't care if you DM me. Like if it bothers you that much that I have an opinion and you take it that far that you got to tell me, then something. I hope you're doing all right. But B, I don't like when my shit gets taken out of context.
Yeah.
Melissa, this for you. Kelsey, he was clean shaven not that long ago. He had nothing.
I don't care. He's still hot.
All right. So just say you. All right, good. So, but like. When you say Jimmy Garoppolo isn't hot because he doesn't have facial hair,
it's because he's too pretty. He's too put together. He's too clean. There's nothing clean and pretty and put together about Travis Kelce. There's nothing. Like to me, he's just a hot mess, and he's a spaz. And so I don't know, Jimmy Garoppolo, like he wears a lot of scarves. I don't see very many men these days.
Fucking scarves.
Yeah, I was about to say, Jarrett. I was like, do you want to jump in, like, real quick about scarves?
My winter wardrobe is very much.
No, I'm sorry, but I'm from California. Maybe it's like a Foxborough thing. That. No, maybe it's a Foxborough thing because that's where he played for a long time. But he loves the scarf life, and I'm like, bro, you've been in California.
He's from Chicago. He's from Chicago, though. You got to remember, like, he's a Chicago, young man. Like,
so do they wear scarves?
Yeah, I mean it's cold as shit.
We don't need scarves in California, Jared, because it doesn't get cold and depressing out here. It stays sunny,
bro. Give me cold
happy.
and depressing over hot and depressing. I hate the hot.
Oh no, I absolutely hate the heat. It was like 96 today in Sacramento. I hate it.
No, dude,
it's a little colder, but I do not want to live. I do not want to live anywhere in that north area.
I will say this: nobody can DM me on Twitter or anything like that.
You have them all blocked.
No, they're not all blocked. It's just you can't just a random can't DM me. Like that just is not.
Do they have to follow you or something first?
Yes, 100%. Or I have to follow them back. If I don't follow you back, if I don't follow you back, you can't DM me. So I don't care.
Wait, is that a possible? I can do that with my DM.
You can control Melissa, everything. You should probably turn that off immediately. Like,
no one DMs me.
Yeah,
no one has been mean to me in my DMs since I've.
Well, I was talking about more about just like I wasn't talking about being mean.
Yes, DMs, but people have actually been respectful. No one's tried to get at me.
If they're sending you a DM, it's not because they're mad at you.
Correct. They're sending me trying to talk sports, and then I realized no, I know what you're trying to do, but no one's ever been respectful. Nothing.
Yeah.
I'm very appreciative.
Mine is off, and I don't follow people. Like I don't follow people for a reason because I don't need you sending me a DM on X or whatever the fuck it's called at this point. Other than that, like no, I mean for me, it would be me saying something that's taken out of context. And I think the one example I can give is I literally was talking last season about I want the 49ers to lose a game before they go into the playoffs.
Yes.
And everyone was just like, oh my God, you don't want them to get the number one seed. I'm like, dude, you're asking a football team to win 11 straight weeks of football and win the Super Bowl. Do you understand that that's not something that's typical? Get the loss out of the way, and you have probably a better chance. And people are just like, oh, well, Jason never wanted them to win the number 1 seed, any of that. I'm just like, it's not about that. It's get your bad game out of the way. And again, out of context, my biggest fear is my thing being taken out of context. That's it.
Of
That's
course.
it.
Can I just say something really quick? I got a lot of shit for this several years ago, or 3 or when was it? When the Steelers were like 11-0 or 13-0. Each week, I was like, I need us to lose. I need us to lose a game. I'm tired of being undefeated. I want to lose the game. Was that COVID season, Jarrett, when we were like
2020? Yeah.
like 11 or 13-0, and then
maybe the worst 13-0 team in NFL history.
Well, yeah, and we ended up losing after
There's
playing
like 7 of
games,
them, bro. I'll take that.
3 games in like 11 days, 12 days. But each week I was like, oh my God, we have to lose the game because I'm tired of being told we are the worst, best team. And then I was like, if we make it to the playoffs, we got to get a loss out of the way. So I'm all in support of a team not being undefeated up into the Super Bowl. Obviously, what we saw with the Giants and the Pats. So you're not a bad fan.
That was such a fun year as a fan. Holy hell, I missed that year.
Was 2020? What are you talking
it was,
about? That was a horrible season.
Hold on. Let me tell you something about 2020. Like, yeah, pandemic sucked and everything, but like first like month and a half of pandemic, kind of lit.
How was that lit, Jarrett?
I stayed home.
Jarrett, I wanna hear this. I met
I met Jason Aponte.
I'm with him.
Well, no, and I met Andrew Pasquini, but the only thing that I grew besides my friendship and love for Andrew Pasquini was my beard, because I couldn't see my barber.
Mm.
And now look how much hotter you are.
Oh well, I mean.
So,
yeah, you're not lying, but like,
that
too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I grew a beard. Hands of stone. Yeah, no. I'm not athletic. I'm just tall for no reason. I'm 6'5" for no reason. That's really what it is.
You are a tall son of a bitch. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you did forget about that, Jarrett. I haven't seen you in a long time since Indy. You know that I'm tall.
Gas and Jason.
Has been.
Well, I got a dip. My dinner's on.
Yeah, that's it. I think we're good.
We've been here for 2 hours. We're hanging.
Let everybody promote. You know what they have to promote.
Once again, for the people who are still here, promote what you got to promote, where people could find you, all that fun stuff.
Melissa is exclusively just a kicker hater, Browns hater, and Steelers supporter.
I'm gonna find out. I followed after she plugged herself, so you know there it is.
Awesome. I didn't see your follow. I'll check it out though. Are you sure?
She's got so many follows. No, she's got so many follows that she was just like, I couldn't see.
Unfollow.
Yeah, because it didn't pop up.
Follow. It's hard because my Twitter account is not Jason Aponte, so it's easy.
Oh.
No. Forget mine. Like Melissa is still like, I can't see that because I've got so much going on. So.
Oh, there it is. I want to thank you guys for letting me come on and talk football. I actually I was really tired today, but this got me fired up for this weekend, and I had a really good time talking to you guys.
Good.
Football.
That was fun. I want to do this again.
Football.
Yeah. You know what? Maybe we can talk the review of whatever happens. If
I'm okay. Well, we're gonna win. So I'll
look.
The 49ers.
Hold on. We're gonna win, is what Melissa's is. Well,
this is a 49ers podcast. Therefore, the "were" is 49ers. So
she said we're gonna win. Like it's done.
Whereas in Steelers, you know.
Jarrett's just stroking his beard like he's about to take over Gotham, and he has nothing he's gonna say over anything.
Me and Mike Tenier scheming to take over.
You and Benjamin Albright are about to take over Gotham City. Ben Albright was dressed like the Riddler at the Combine. What the fuck you mean? Like I'm not trying to be like.
No. Hey, he's got quite the wardrobe, Ben Albright.
Speaking of fun reporters, how cool is it to know Sean Ross Sapp?
There you go.
Oh, dude, Sean's the fucking best.
He seems like the guy. Like just how sarcastic and snarky he is on Twitter.
Dude, man.
He seems like the dude. I'm very jealous that you got that whole like that whole. Was it Fightful? I apologize.
Yeah.
My wrestling knowledge isn't the best in terms of the media of it, but
I filled in for Sean on a show. I filled in for Sean on a show once, and they still had like the Sean Ross Sapp like nameplate there and everything.
Yeah.
and like the whole chat was just like joking about it throughout the entire. Dude, the Fightful people are awesome. If you're a wrestling fan, you follow them on Twitter. You know how cool that they are. Yeah, he's very cool.
Dude, I was watching because I'm a person who doesn't have cable and I watch YouTube. I was watching the top 10 NFL thing. It's like a full playlist of where they go through all those things. Mike Tenier is like almost on every single one of those things, and I was like, dude.
That's how I knew who he was. That's
what I'm saying. I'm like, dude. I'm like, Jarrett introduced me to him in Indy, like this entire time, bro. I had no idea.
No, that's how when I first met Mike Tenier. It was during pandemic actually. Me and my former co-host were like organizing a historical podcast. We got Tenier on. We got Joe Horrigan. He used to be the vice president for the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We got a bunch of different people on just to talk like football history and stuff, and that's how I met Tenier. And I totally dated him when I said, I was like, hey man, I used to watch you a lot when I was like 9-10 years old. I read your stuff growing up. So
this is how we end it. This is how we end it. This is how we end it. Andrew Pasquini, I'm gonna start with you first. And this is how we end it, because Gammon Brown, shout out to the Mod Squad, someone who is always around. What is your favorite alcohol drink? Andrew Pasquini, and then I'll go to Jarrett, and then I'll go to Melissa, and I'll finish it.
I don't typically partake in the drinking side of things, but when I do, I'm a whiskey guy. Straight whiskey.
What kind of whiskey?
I prefer Jameson because I like the high end of the lower end. I don't dip too deep into the whiskey. I'm not like a connoisseur, but I do like the whiskey straight, no ice, no chasers, no nothing.
No chaser.
The closer it tastes the cough syrup, the better.
Nice. Jarrett Bailey.
It is a toss-up between a whiskey sour with Jameson. So shout out, great choice, Andrew Pasquini.
Thank you.
Big whiskey sour guy. Moscow Mule. I love Moscow Mules. There's another one that's like on the tip of my tongue. I can't seem to remember.
Bud Light Lime.
Must not be that memorable.
Jarrett's a big white claw guy.
I like White Claw.
White Claw's fine.
Have it?
White Claw's good.
It's malt liquor. No one ever wants to talk about that. Like when it comes to like what White Claw is, it's malt liquor. It's literally what Colt 45 is.
Is that what a White Claw is?
Yes.
Well, it tastes delicious.
Now you know.
Melissa Drake.
I drink wine almost every day. So.
White or right? White or red?
White or red?
Red at night, white during the day.
Into a rally.
Get wine, like white wine, day drink. You know, I like to get the drink on during the day, have fun. But
no, Melissa, your favorite white wine?
Oh, Pinot Grigio, and then
let's go.
Pinot Noir. Good shit.
I just want to shout out Ready for Whatever. Any Tech 9 reference is a good reference.
Tech 9 did a song with Hollywood Undead, and that was my favorite crossover I've seen.
151 Rum, Malibu. He did The Beast. I'm a big Tech. I love Tech 9. At least in high school, I love Tech 9.
That was high school. I was in 2003, so that song was so popular.
I was a big Hollywood Undead kid in middle school and high school.
Oh, dude, of course you were. Of course, Jarrett Bailey was a Hollywood Undead guy in high school.
I still am.
What is it? 9 Inch Kills or whatever? Or what's the name of it?
Ice 9 Kills.
Ice 9 Kills. Yeah, there we go.
What's your drink, Jason?
Right mine. I'm a big Casamigos and nothing else after tequila. But if I'm doing white wine, I'm not gonna hold you. Pinot Grigio is always the move. Always the move. Always. That's it. Not Chardonnay, not any of those other ones. Pinot Grigio is always the move. But
I saw you sipping a little tonight. Was that Pinot Grigio?
Nah, it wasn't.
Juice?
It was sparkling prosecco. So yeah.
Okay, look at you, Bubbles.
Hey, look, I just needed some bubbles. That's it.
If you guys like peanut butter whiskey, grape juice, change your life.
What's the one? It's Screwball, right? Like that. Is that what it's called? Screwball. Yep. Screwball's a shit. Yeah. But if we're talking like favorite drinks, I like tequila. I'll do Casamigos. If we're talking wine, then I'm with Pinot Grigio.
I wish I liked tequila.
Why don't you like it? What happened, Jared?
It just is. It's not for me, man.
Not for me either.
What?
I dated a girl. A couple of
Go
years
for
ago.
it, Andrew. Tell the story.
She was a big Tito's lady.
Tito's is good. Tito's is
handle.
gluten free. All that stuff.
I bought her a handle of Tito's, and that thing was gone in 2 days by herself, and that was the most unbelievable feat I've ever seen.
Low key, I would just be impressed. I wouldn't be worried. I'd be impressed.
That's just a lot.
That's a lot.
As I said, I don't drink much, so like tequila makes me feel queasy. Not like when I can drink tequila. I can drink tequila. No. I'm not saying when I drink it. Just the thought of drinking tequila makes me feel queasy.
I finished one Four Loko at the age of 18 at my first college party. And
of course, yeah.
You weren't allowed to drink that. You weren't allowed to drink that. Let's also talk about that.
Jet fuel.
Of course it is, but
No,
there's adults that couldn't handle that.
Every sentence you said about your high school and like 18 to 19 year experience, Jarrett, it's just yeah, I knew that. You didn't have to say it. I knew you had a Four Loko when you were 18, Jarrett. Come on now.
Hey, look,
that's fantastic.
Look, before we get out of here one more time, thank you, Jared. Jared, tell everybody where they can find your shit. Melissa's going to tell after.
J Bailey NFL on X/Twitter. Read the power rankings on USA Today. I did a crossover with the guys at Niners Nation actually for Behind the Steel Curtain.
KP
Nation. Yeah, KP was part of it.
If you guys didn't know, Andrew and I, we write for Niners Nation.
Niners.com. I had a couple articles drop.
Yeah.
Just throwing it out there. Niners.com.
Yeah. Nice.
Go read NinersNation.com. So we did for the Steelers site for SB Nation, the 5 questions with the enemy, which is, we asked 49ers writer from SB Nation, hey, give us insight on this. And then they did the same thing, vice versa. So if it might actually be up on Niners Nation right now, the 5 questions that they did with me,
probably
I give you a little bit of insight on Steelers stuff. So go read that. Power rankings on USA Today every Tuesday. My quarterback rankings every Tuesday as well throughout the season. So busy times.
Melissa.
You can find me on Twitter. It is not X to me. mdrizzy22.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
And also, Jared, we're gonna go back and forth throughout the year, with your.
That's the norm.
That's the idea, right? And the reason that me and Melissa vibe is because we realize that kickers are not football players and they don't deserve actual spots.
By the way, I must suck not having a kicker. I've got, the Steelers got the 3rd, 4th best kicker in the league right now, Chris Boswell. Steelers are fine.
Well, the Niners have the greatest kicker of all time.
Hold on.
Robbie.
The New York Giants, the New York football fucking Giants just signed someone, Graham Gano, to a 3-year extension in which they gave him in which they gave him $11 million guaranteed. I would take that $11 million and literally flush it down the toilet before I gave it to a fucking place kicker.
I'm not taking no Florida State slander today.
Oh, I don't care about whether Graham Gano went there. He's still a kicker. What I will tell you is this.
Number 4 team in the country. Thank you very much.
Jameis Winston should start over Derek Carr.
Yes, he should.
Stop that right now.
No, why would we stop that? Hold on. Oh, all right. So I guess After Dark is going a little bit further.
Whoa.
Andrew Pasquini.
I'm so tired of these think pieces every year. Maybe Jameis Winston's actually good. He's a bum.
Not maybe.
He's not good.
Not maybe.
He's not good.
Not maybe.
I'm just saying he got LASIK surgery. He threw 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Listen, I'm living in a fantasy world right now where Russell Wilson doesn't pan out in Denver. That's not a fantasy. That's a reality.
Yep.
And Sean Payton dials the Jameis number next year. and brings him back to Denver because that's where he played his best ball. Like
I like your thinking, Andrew Pasquini.
He was I like obviously I'm not saying like Jameis was going to be MVP, but what was his numbers before he tore his ACL?
Very
I'm tired of hearing about that too. The game against Green Bay where he threw like 19 yards and they set him up at the 3-yard line 9 different times. I don't care.
But hold on, that game was in Jacksonville.
The game was in Jacksonville. Get it right, sir. It was against the Packers in Jacksonville.
No, but it was against the Packers. So
but to say that he was a 30-30 guy in 2019, he didn't play 2020, and then he returned as the Saints starter and goes 14-3 in 7 games is such. And I know I'm not saying that that's what it would have been the entire season. But just to have that, 4-to-1 touchdown ratio when he is sitting in his career at like a 1.2, it's something. And listen, nothing against Derek Carr, but he's in my Jimmy Garoppolo area. Like, but you know what he is.
He's at the top of the Jimmy Garoppolo group.
Yeah, he is.
All right, hold on. So this is if you believe he's at the beginning of the Jimmy Garoppolo era, Melissa, Jarrett, this is where we're going to ask the question. Would you rather have Jameis Winston starting for your team than Kenny Pickett?
Fuck no.
Are you kidding? What kind of question is that?
Why is that a question?
I'm asking the question.
Jameis, 10 out of 10.
How
many college football national championships does Kenny Pickett have? 0. Jameis,
I would actually want Mitchell Trubisky to start over Jameis Winston.
I don't get that far.
No, Melissa, come on. Melissa, come on. I love your football opinions. I think you are like incredibly smart. I think you are one of the few like women that like.
I'll ride the 4 Loco arm that is Jameis Winston over Mitch Trubisky.
No,
not Mitchell Trubisky. Not Mitchell Trubisky over Jameis Winston. Come on.
I don't know. The guy that eats the fingers, the wins.
Oh, he's cringy as shit. Yeah.
I can't.
Oh yeah, no, but that's part of the fun of it.
That's not
That's
fun.
Part of the fun.
I do see him going to Denver, and I see him working out, and I hope he does well. I want him to do well.
That's a good shout, though, Drew. That was a very good shout.
Thank you.
Like, that could happen.
No. Once Derek Carr doesn't pan out and they just, like, run to, like, Jameis Winston again, I want to revisit, like...
Oh, okay. Let's have a sandwich bet on this. I like this.
Oh, what's a sandwich? Yeah, no, I love sandwich. Okay, I love sandwich. So how many games did Jameis Winston have to start for me to win my sandwich?
This year?
Are we doing based on like if Derek Carr gets injured?
No. How many games do I have to do? Does Jameis Winston have to start this year for me to win my sandwich?
If it's by injury, then it's null. I'm saying
if it's 3,
I'm saying if he gets.
He's learning.
No, if it's 3, over.
He's
learning. If it's 3, it's over.
Wait, time out. He just said if it's because of injury, it's null.
No.
Jared is
the only way Winston is gonna play is because Derek Carr gets injured. And Melissa put 3 up. I'll give you 3. I will give you 3.
But I'm proud of Jarrett.
If you're saying the only way that he's going to play is if Derek Carr gets injured, then doesn't that kind of mean that Derek Carr is better? I'm not saying that he's better. I would never in any world, in any breath, tell you that I feel that Jameis Winston is a better quarterback than Derek Carr. What I'm trying to explain to you is he might play more games than you believe that he will. Like, that's the thing. It's like everybody's going to get away from who you believe is objective, like, is good, and, like, what will happen.
Okay, 49ers fans. I have a question then for you.
Go. Let Melissa go.
If you want the number, on Jameis, like in terms of starts.
3.
You want 3?
3.
3's fine.
3's fine. I will send you the money for your sandwich if he doesn't play 3 games this year. I got you, Joe.
Okay, can I flip this to Sam Darnold?
Let's go, Melissa.
Can I flip this to Sam Darnold?
Go.
How many games does he start?
0.
Ooh.
0.
5.
But why the fuck would you say 5, Jarrett, unless you want that shit to happen?
Because I do want it to happen. I think it'd be
0.
I'm gonna say 0
because
I had a bold prediction article come out a couple days ago, and
Melissa, why would you ask? Why would you ask a question?
Why would you put that energy on it?
Why would you put that energy in the world? I thought we were friends.
We are sensitive about our quarterback 2 situation right now.
I know, because I'm truly, for Kyle Shanahan, the genius that he is, his choices in quarterbacks over the years are so questionable. They're all so different. I don't know what the fuck he's smoking most of the time.
But he's nerfed, you know?
Well, guys, like, when have you had a quarterback who's like finished the season healthy?
I have that answer.
2019.
Right now, 2019.
Go for it, Andrew. Go. Let's go.
So I looked this up because it is a talking point. Since 2003, because from 2000, 2001, and 2002, Jeff Garcia started all 16 games for the 49ers. Since 2003, the 49ers have had a starting quarterback start 100% of the games in the season 5 times. Alex Smith in 2006, Alex Smith in 2011, Colin Kaepernick in 13 and 14, and Jimmy Garoppolo in 19. Those are the only 5 times in 19 years the 49ers have had a quarterback start every game in the season. So, I'm going to say 0 because I'm so tired of, like to me, because listen.
Prepare.
No, you're talking to a fan base, though, that is the most prepared for it, because in this podcast, the Sprint Right Option podcast, has been going on since 2020. Mm-hmm. We have not talked about a fully healthy season for a quarterback once.
Never.
We have not talked about it. So yes, it is a hope. It is a I really want this to happen, that Brock Purdy's not missing a game this year. Is it a reality? And Jarrett, just for you, in my article, if you go read my bold prediction, I added a little asterisk that said Brock Purdy's starting all 17 games. But I added the asterisk that if the Niners aren't playing for playoff position in week 17 and 18 and the Niners don't play Brock Purdy, that's different. But this is a franchise. People talk about Kyle Shanahan and you got to run Trey Lance, but don't run Trey Lance like that because he gets hurt. People make this a Kyle Shanahan outside of Jim Harbaugh, because Jim Harbaugh had a healthy quarterback 3 out of his 4 years here. It has been a Dennis Erickson issue. It has been a Mike Nolan issue. It's been a Mike Singletary issue. It's been a Chip Kelly. It's been a Jim Tom Sula, and it's been a
Jim Harbaugh.
How wild is that just alone, that I just named 7 head coaches that the Niners have had in the past 15 years? And you guys as Steeler fans are like, well, Chuck Nolan to Bill Cowher and to Mike Tomlin must be fucking nice, huh?
It really is.
That's why we hold on to Kyle Shanahan like we do, because really, this is the first time since Jim Harbaugh that we felt like we've had a head coach. And I don't even want to get into the politics of why Jim Harbaugh is not the 49ers head coach still. Jim Harbaugh should still be the San Francisco 49ers head coach. He 100% still should. And that has nothing to do with Kyle Shanahan. It has everything to do with Jed York. And
I love Kyle over Jim Harbaugh. I just want to get on record.
Yes, Kyle Shanahan is weird with his quarterback decisions. Yeah. Very weird. But everything else has been so good with him that, is it the biggest red flag that a head coach can have? Yes, that he's weird with his head coaches. I'm willing to look past it. At
least Harbaugh showed conviction.
I miss Harbaugh.
In the one guy that he picked.
I miss Harbaugh. One head coach, the only coach in football right now that I would fire Kyle.
Yeah, he didn't say this shit was a competition. Once Kaepernick hooped, he was like, that's it. I'm with Cap.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well,
we're at 2.5 hours.
We're at 2.5 hours.
I'm hungry. I want to get a little 420 if you can.
I'm gonna let let's get Melissa to get some food. Let's let Jarrett go.
Jarrett's got AEW.
Let's let Jarrett. No, hold on. Let's let Jarrett get to being Batman. Like, it's 10:30 at night, like 10:42, like over here, like. The only thing we can do on the East Coast now is either be Batman or Spider-Man. And if he's Batman, then I'm Spider-Man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Tanir just sent me a text saying, "Where you at?" So I gotta run.
That's it.
All right. Well,
I gotta go protect Gotham.
Thank you very much, Melissa and Jared. We appreciate
everybody stick around. I'm gonna run the intro one more time, and then once we're off, then we'll say bye to everybody.
We love you guys. We'll be back Monday. Ideally talking about a 49er win, but maybe we won't be.
If y'all want to come back.
Find out Monday. We'll be hanging out talking Monday right here, same place, same spot. Jason Aponte. We did it once before. We'll do it again. Once again. Jason Aponte, as always.
Let's go fucking Niners, but I'm scared to death because of Melissa and Jarrett now.
They scared me. Made me nervous.
Bye.
Welcome, everybody.
We are live.
My name is Jason Aponte.
I am Andrew Pasquini.
We're working. That's it. We're working over here. That's it. Let's go Niners.
Let's